So coffee, sweet baby. Sweet little baby. Sweet little baby, so coffee. Yes. A little darling boy. There we go. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Oh. Jingling shit. That's always great. That's always fun. It's always fun to jingle shit. Boy, it's Husky time. It is indeed. What's the plans tomorrow? Tomorrow. Well, I do tell you what, that tomorrow is gonna be concert night. So, gonna be going to a show, seeing Sabaton, power metal band. And then they're playing Saturday as well, so seeing them then too. So tomorrow I might have like a little afternoon stream for like an hour or two, maybe, depending on when I do it, and then head off to that show. Then of course, maybe depending on what time I get off or when the show ends, I might come back in a later evening on that one, or just do the same thing for Saturday. Here, get this bad boy loaded. There we go. Boom. Alright. Alrighty. I think it's the first time I've well, it's not the first time, but I think it's like first time in ever I've double dipped concerts twice in a year. Because I double dipped Royal Blood back in March when, or actually back in May, when they played at Seattle, and then they played at Portland. So went to go see them in Seattle first, drove all the way home, and then next day saw them in Portland. And that shit was pretty fucking kick-ass, I ain't even gonna lie. They changed the set actually a little bit during those two shows. At the beginning of their set list, they switched up the second song. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with YouTube's new copyright policy. Because it looks like they actually are holding true to that. Because I did see a video that did kind of confirm that a little bit. About if streamers, like me too, especially smaller ones, but also especially big ones, could kind of play more copyrighted mainstream music and shit. And they did legit loosen it up. And I actually saw I got copyright claimed for a song. Actually, a new artist I found, Marcus King. For his song Hard Working Man, and of course the irony, and then but it was only copyright claimed and blocked in 2 countries, Russia and Belarus. So it's just seems like if there is going to be copyright, it's going to be very limited. So that's actually good, because if I were to get blocked, in countries, because of a song, it usually be all but Belarus or some shit, but now it's basically just, Belarus or something. So, talking to Communist Beer MC, what do? It's Friday night, same here. It's my fucking Friday. In fact, fuck this tea. Let's get the real shit out. Get the real good stuff, I tell you what. I'll get the one I dropped before I before I purchased. Which is always a good idea to open first. It's payday, mofos. Dude, fuck yeah. Because I worked 6 days. In fact, let me just pull this bitch out. Because, dude, this check was fucking nice. So, basically, I got my regular rate. So there's also the Sunday regular hours of shit, which is kind of like a little Sunday premium thing. Which I did 7 hours that day. And also there was the Labor Day holiday, which that one is 2 times pay for that. And also I have a 6-day overtime, which is at a $24.81 rate, for hours. And I had 4.5 hours of that, for my 6-day work week there. Which basically got me a fucking fat ass check. So I'm actually legitimately kind of satisfied right now. Every now and then, like, overtime is kind of a double-edged sword. You don't want to be taken advantage by it too much. But especially if you kind of do your overtime around, like, holiday weeks. Oh, shit. Dude, fucking bank, baby. I have a communist White Claw right now. Raspberry, baby. Fuck yeah. They finally fixed the wages then. Well, I mean, I'll let you know if there's more updates about that, because I'm still figuring that shit out. But, I mean, even with, that still, being dealt with right now, that's, it's like, just because with this new contract and with, things still adjusted, it's, I mean, there is a fucking difference, and I'm still happy with that, but I obviously want my shit, bumped to where it properly should be, and I'm still having to deal with that shit. I mean, last time I talked to the store director, she said that the directors were, like, still going through, like, the rosters of different employees. I'm just like, okay, so can't they just, like, look my name up then if they're doing that? It's like, I mean, it's more or less like the fucking district higher-ups are fucking, jerking everyone else off. Because, like I said, about my store director so far, she's actually, like, put in the effort to, like, do shit. Just give you a runaround. I'm starting to feel that way, too, a little bit, because, frankly, it's getting fucking annoying. And it's trying my patience. And honestly, I haven't talked to her since the Labor Day week, so I haven't gotten a chance to see her around this week yet. But I was going to stop by my work on my way up to the concert tomorrow anyway, so I'm going to fucking talk to her then. Because at this point, it's just like, I'm only give her a benefit of the doubt until my next interaction. And depending on how that goes, then I'm going to really start losing my patience. I mean, I already kind of am, but I'm going to save it, for a little bit. What's the beer? It's 2 towns.
Say, 2 towns.
Yeah, Ugnar, what's the beer? Oh my god, it's Jesus. Oh, and, 'cause I have another one too. This is the only other one I have. I have 2 of those 2 towns and 1 of these. I might split the truly in between the 2 towns here. But yeah, like, I mean, I get so annoyed and just done with these fucking, like, run around fucking corporate, like, jerk-off session fucking shit, because it's like, it's not even done nicely for, like, a little bit of lube or somewhere it feels nice. It's just like, it's just like, here, let me get some sandpaper as a glove and just start doing that for you. It's just like, oh, yeah, that's pleasurable, thanks. I mean, it's just like, for fuck's sake, it's like, I'm not even, like, it's the most annoying thing about it is, like, I'm not even asking for anything. I'm just asking it for it to be set right and correctly. It's like, it's not like I'm trying to ask for more than what everyone else is making or some shit, for fuck's sake. I just want it bumped with everyone else. That's literally it. And, well, back pay, of course, but mainly and primarily just make sure wages are bumped, correctly. But other than that, it's like, like, the back pay part isn't, like, my biggest concern for now, but it's still definitely on my mind, because I fucking want that too. Because, I'm not the only one that deserves that. Because he looks like he could use one. Oh my god, dude. I honestly have no fucking idea. They've tried asking, could you help me with this? Is that like to that anti-work meme? Like, instead of like, hey, what the fuck? It's like, why aren't you helping me? Like, what the fuck? It can be like, can you please help me with this? Old phrase, the fuck you're not doing my shit for? New phrase, can you please help me with this to ensure the solution to my project? Or have you tried asking, where the hell's my money? While brandishing your... Yeah, like, just do the Mojo Nixon level of things. So I pull out my 1936 cold action, single action, 45 single action service revolver, or whatever the fuck he goes off on about and shit. And I put that cold steel barrel up against that club on his head, and I yell, "Where the hell's my money?" Force the issue without context, get the answer, then the context. You owe me this, I'm a little worried about this. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I mean, it's not like I have, because, I haven't, because I have. I mean, I'm just, because last time I talked to her, it's like, hey, has there been a follow-up about, the thing I've been trying to fix? And she's like, no. So it's starting to get to a point where, like I said, it's starting to try my fucking patience. And like I said, the next interaction will basically solidify whether or not I, like, really start having my patience tried with her. Because at this point, it's been a while enough to where I feel like I can have kind of a comfortable judgment. I feel like she is, like, trying, but, I mean, I definitely have a, where it has, like, a sense of, like, oh, I'm basically going to be, still very pro, like, what corporate district wants, but I'm just going to be very nice about it. Which is, in a lot of ways, kind of worse. I'd rather have the blunt, like, dismissal that my old director would have if that's going to be the case. Because at least I knew where that fucker stood. There ain't no, like, extra weird, oh, I'm helping you out, but in reality, I'm not. I'm working on it. If you make any help with this, things, then you can't blow it off. Watching a documentary stories and seriously watching Harrison Ford lie through his teeth about loving playing Han Solo. Yeah, he wasn't really fond of it, if I remember correctly. At least not that, like, at least from what I remember, he didn't exactly want the role. Because I think George Lucas was primarily trying to pressure him to get into that role, but he didn't really want it, wanted someone else to do it. Boo-boo. What are you doing? What are you doing, goof? Police can be powerful too. That's really just Todd. Well, I mean, at least, when it comes to, like, the more corporate sense, it's more or less that, money just overrides, and the profit motive overrides, any sense of actually kind of helping out the laborer that makes that set profit. So, I mean, it's, it's always, a constant back and forth with this type of shit. I mean, at the end of the day. But, I mean, it's like, at the very least, there can't be, like, a sense of, like, a place it's like, oh, well, we won't get you back pay, but we'll bump the wages back up, to where it should be and stuff, blah, 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 blah. But then it would be like, alright, at least I, won't get one thing, but at least one thing was at least, resolved. I could at least live with it. I still wouldn't necessarily be happy, but I at least can live at that. God jacket, is that? It's the East River jacket, actually. This the like logo to the specific branch it's from, which is in German it's the Kampfgruppen of the Arbeiterklasse, which basically just means combat groups of the working class, and this is just its basic field jacket that they would have, which it's just standard olive drab green basically. The difference between these and the regular East German military ones is, well, there's no camo on it, and also there's no ranks here, because on these, the ranks would actually be on this side, where, like, this would be. Which this one obviously doesn't have that, but I did find one for one, but oh my god, the one, if you can find one with a rank on it, those are far more expensive than just getting, like, a surplus one that doesn't have shit besides just that. Like, those are legit more expensive. Though for like the National Volksarmy uniforms and stuff, those are actually a lot more easy to come by. And plus, at least in Germany, I think there are like reproduction versions of them too. So it's like there is like still somewhat of a popularity for like East German, you know, gear and stuff. Just mainly for like the camouflage to it, because especially it's a Chickston pattern or like a raindrop pattern. Like it would have like a somewhat like brownish color as the backdrop, and then it will have like olive green little raindrops scattered throughout that. And it would actually work very well as a camouflage. And someone actually made a YouTube video of it too, where they got in like an all, you know, an East German camo, you know, from like head to toe. And was, you know, like out in, you know, kind of like a forested environment, you know, with his AK. I was like, all right, you know, I'm just going to, like, you know, set a few scenes up, you know, set my camera up in different positions. I'm going to, you know, see if he can find me. And he'll, like, cut to where he's already hidden, and then he'll, like, pop up and, you know, walk, you know, towards the camera, basically, from where, you know, he was hiding, and let you guess, you know, kind of see where he was until he popped up. And then, you know, and honestly, at least the first time I watched it, like, half of the time he popped up, I didn't realize he was in that spot. So, it actually does work fairly well. You're the East German Bolt of God, then I'm the poor man trying to cross the bend in the wall without getting yeeted. Why would I? No. I want to do that. I'd rather, like, be one of the, like, border guards that are, like, out in the country. Like, they barely had to do shit. They basically just sat there and watched. And watched really good. They're just like, I'm watching you, West Germany. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're watching you. We're watching you good. You know, it's like, I'd rather be those guys. They didn't do shit, basically. Besides, watch. And watch good and hard. The Berlin border guards, those guys were shitbags. Fuck those guys. Because as far as I'm, from what I remember, like, at least when it came to a lot of border incidents, most of them happened through the cities. I mean, a lot of the rural stations and shit really didn't have anything going on. If anything, there was just, like, the occasional taunting from, like, West and East Germans back and forth to each other. Or Americans and East Germans and shit like that, depending on where they were. I got a good something off of office Bratwurst. Oh, some Bratwurst. Oh, Bratwurst. Oh my. I mean, honestly, if I had to be in, like, the East German military of some sort, it'd probably either be the Air Force or the Army, specifically, because the Air Force, like, think about it, fucking literally had to do nothing. In the Army, oh, you do war games occasionally with, like, Poland or something, you know, with the yearly, like, war games that Warsaw Pact do. Ooh. You know, it's like, that's pretty much about it, you know, it's like, you don't really, like, I mean, it's like, what are you actually going to be doing? Outside of just, like, standing by in case, you know, war broke out, which I guess that would have been a big fear, which it was, but I mean, honestly, it's like, you know, thinking about it, if I was, like, kind of East German at that time, and I'm like, oh, yeah, let me go be in the armies, or whatever the fuck, I mean, I'd probably, thinking about it, it'd be, like, kind of, like, alright, I kind of have it easy, you know. Did you hear King Chubby Fingers ridiculous? Who, Mr. Spoiled, rotten fucking royal bitch? I mean, he's a royal, of course. Wait, what's this? I kind of went on, feels a comment on an article telling rightfully basically conservatives want to take everything from you. We love Fair Warning song. It's like a 2-minute read. Here's something about Medium. See, I should have Medium, honestly. Here's something about these people, they're loons. I just don't mean that in a blowing off steam kind of way. I legit think they need psychologically evaluated. They never had a thought that isn't completely contradicted by another about a month later. I mean, that's a little optimistic. Like, sometimes it's literally within, like, a sentence. They're incapable of sympathy unless they are personally affected by something that, and they always act as their right despite continuously being proven wrong. There should be empathic cells. Maybe that sounds harsh, but it's getting a bill passed that tries to force 10-year-old Republicans to give birth. Now, I'm not saying the Democrats are much better. The line, do nothing asses have years to strengthen reproductive rights instead of using them as bait to fish for more votes. However, if you want to support them, more Republicans, I won't knock you for it because at least they're not as bad. Getting back to the people who think laws should be based around a book of Bronze Age mythology. That's been edited numerous times. Yeah, I mean, it's like almost like ad infinitum at this point. What they do think will happen when there's a bunch of destitute people on the streets because they know damn well they aren't going to do a damn thing to fix the homeless crisis. They're going to tear limb from limb because it gives so much bonus as well. Refuse to help without backfire severely. So it's really been right wing versus left wing center. It's really been right wing versus reality, and reality never loses. Yeah, it's not even really that. That wasn't long. There's been articles that have been like 20-minute reads. Venom. Oh yeah, the UK's new Puppet King. Yeah, I was actually listening to this before I started this. But yeah, he is like a little pampered royal bitch. And on like hearing half of the stuff that he apparently like does, you know, to ensure that he has like a decent fucking like, you know, whatever the fuck, you know, existence or some shit is just insane. It's like apparently he wants his shoelaces ironed. Like pressed and ironed. With a flat iron specifically. And then he wants toothpaste on his toothbrush for him. And he has like basically his whole like this whole fucking like weird breakfast catering box that he has with him literally fucking everywhere he goes. It's like, man, fuck these royals. It's like, I mean, these motherfuckers literally just, oh my god. I mean, they're like, there just needs to be like, how do these butlers have like any respect for themselves to just basically be treated as like literal like hogs, you know, or like literal fucking like peasantry, you know, to these fucking pieces of shit. Because if I had to have a job, you know, catering to this fucking ghoul, oh my god, I would be in prison. So like, let's just put it that way. The nursing home that orders strippers for the residents. Wait, what? Hold on, I literally care way more about that. Where is that? Where is it? What? Is that a Kyle video? Oh my god, yes it is. Nursing home hires strippers for seniors. We are very sorry. No, don't be sorry. Dude, what the fuck? Man, fuck the apology shit. Dude, fuck this apology garbage. Dude, these seniors basically gotta live like a little bit more, you know, for their older age and shit. It's like they gotta live for a day. Like, oh my god. What the fuck?
Here, y'all.
Let some old seniors live for a day. Let them get stripped on.
What a story we got here. So this is in the New York Post. Nursing home hires stripper for seniors in wheelchairs. Quote, "We are very sorry." So you can see, I think this was originally a video. But you can see, I just have a still frame of it here for you. There's a stripper. This is one of the dudes in the wheelchair. He's getting a lap dance. By the way, I can confirm he was grabbing some titty. We have confirmation that there was titty grabbage going on.
Confirmation? There has been a titty grab. There has been the grab of the
What
titty.
they say in the article in the New York Post. This probably wasn't a proper setting to set pulses racing.
Oh, fuck you.
A nursing home has been forced to apologize for hiring a stripper to perform for senior citizens in wheelchairs.
No, they should not be forced to apologize. They should double down and, like, have a whole, like, club of strippers in there.
Veterans home, a state-run facility. Jesus, that's
Oh my god, that's awesome.
surprising. I don't know why. I thought it looked more like it was a privately run
Titties liberated, Consella owned. Hell yeah, dude. See, like, I mean, dude, the titty grab, it honestly proves my point. Like an old man lived, just like, oh, I have an excuse to grab a titty. Like, he, you know, because, I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, let these old fucks live a little, man. Like, let them have a stripper for a day. Like, I mean, goddamn. Like, for fuck's sake.
For the state to do this, that's really something. A state-run facility for retired Army personnel in Taiwan paid the adult entertainer for a steamy show to celebrate Mid-Autumn Festival, an important holiday in Chinese culture whereby people gather to celebrate the rice and wheat harvest of the season. Video of the raunchy performance, which took place last Thursday, was filmed by an attendee before it was posted to social media and quickly went viral. The kinky clip shows the masked-up erotic dancer clad in lacy lingerie giving one elderly man a lap dance and thrusting her breasts into his face. And doesn't
How's that steamy? Lamau seems pretty standard stripper. I know, it is.
appear to mind. Shock. However, and can be seen squeezing the woman's assets as she enthusiastically
The assets.
writhes her body. Other nursing home
An old man has squeezed the assets.
residents
He has acquired the assets, ladies and gentlemen.
seeming to relish the raunchy show. But the senior care facility was hit with backlash and subsequently released a statement saying, "The intention of the event was to entertain residents and make them happy. We are very sorry for the offense that was caused." So we have
Oh, fuck off. Like, if weird moral Puritans are offended by this, they can eat a dick. Like, for fuck's sake. I mean, let some old dudes live a little. You know, I mean, for fuck's sake. They fought in the Australia-Atlantis War or whatever. They've earned their strippers. I know, dude. They've earned their goddamn strippers. Like, let them have a stripper. Like, I mean, why do they have to be forced to apologize? See, just fuck this forced apology. Like, you have to apologize. It's like, no, fuck you. It's like, unless it's legitimately, like, you know, some meritable offense shit, like, I mean, I could see it, but there's nothing wrong with this. Like, I mean, there should not be, like, any apology for this shit. Like, I mean, if it was like, you know, oh, you know, like, the stripper suddenly started, like, out of nowhere, you know, like, not part of, like, the whole, like, contract of showing up or whatever the fuck, you know, started trying to, like, publicly fuck one of them or some shit, yeah, I could probably, you know, see maybe, an apology or something, maybe. But even then, I'm like, hey, you know what, that old man deserved it. It's like, yeah, he should probably get a room, but you know what, he's deserved it. Let him, you know, let him go out in a blaze of glory, you know what I mean? It's like, my God.
We got a little legs spread action here.
Hey.
Showing all the goodies, as PR would say.
Showing all the goodies. Oh my God. The puns,
Sierra.
dude.
Why do I struggle with that one too? It's weird. The rules on the A's, because we've had this debate. Mario versus Mario. New York, we say Mario. A lot of people say Mario, right? But then with
Mario.
Sierra, I just flipped it. I did the soft A. Sierra. But she says Sierra. So it's the hard A. I'm more team hard A. If I ever fuck up on that with any word, I gotta go back to the hard A. Anyway, I digress. Massively off topic.
What a random little tirade.
Now, by the way, hilarious.
Or a little random little side. What?
I love how she's wearing a mask during this performance. There's something that's extra funny about that. Like,
hey, she's gotta, you know, stay sanitized, you know?
if she was butt-ass naked, but wearing a mask, would that, like, heighten the contradictions a little bit more for people?
No? She just wants to stay sanitized. She don't want to, you know, like, get people sick and stuff, you know? Hey, that's just being, you know, hygienic. I don't know. What do you want?
Some of the people in the audience are wearing masks. Now, this is when they're really getting down here, as you can see.
My response would be, we're sorry. We just figured since y'all stuck him in here and only visited him on their birthdays, if you remember that is, we do something to liven them up. But we do apologize, you deadbeat bastards. I mean, no shit. She don't want that old man cologne smell. Well, I mean, it's gonna rub off on her if she's, like, lap dancing them and shit.
A nursing home spokesman added that Mid-Autumn Festival parties had been canceled at the nursing home in the previous 2 years due to the COVID pandemic. To lift resident spirits, they arranged for the stripper to perform a show. However, they conceded that erotic dancers' actions were too enthusiastic and fiery, and they would be more cautious when planning such events in the future.
Oh my God. Don't fucking cave. Fuck that. Don't cave into that shit. Boo. No, you double down. Be like, oh no, we want to like, hire like the whole club, get like, some stand-in poles that we can set up and shit. Dude, go the fucking whole 9, dude. Boo. I don't want this like going the other. Oh my god. Dude, I hate this like shit where it's all like, oh, we're sorry, we'll be more cautious next time. Why not ask the opinion of the people who actually live there? No shit! Because I do not, I consider not doing this elder abuse. No shit! Goddamn amen to that. I'll drink to that shit. Fuck that good hookers. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, for fuck's sake, dude. They deserve to live a little. I mean, shit. Like, I mean, it wasn't at a nursing home, but even my mom, because my brother pranked her once, literally, like, sent a stripper to her once. As a prank. And she thought it was funny, like, a legit male stripper and everything. Like, I mean, and, like, I was awake to see it and shit. It was actually pretty hilarious. It was actually kind of hot, but, I mean, it was pretty hilarious, honestly. And she thought it was funny, too, and she had no problem with it at the end of the day. She actually thought he was quite a handsome-looking fellow, whatever the fuck, so, I mean, it's just, like, even, like, some weird moral prude, if it happened to them, would, shut the fuck up and enjoy it. It's like, god damn, dude. Must be the most hilarious thing bro's ever done. My bro has a sense of humor. He has a troll side. I mean, he's not that much of a fucking asshole. I mean, he has his moments, but he also has his moments,
You're saying, okay, yeah, we get it. It was
There was a nursing home in, I think in Taiwan, that hired a stripper to basically lift the spirits of, the old people living there. And they were basically forced to apologize. And it's just like, fuck that. Like, these old people deserve to live a little. It's like, let them have a stripper if they want it, damn it. And also, there's video of these old people, or at least one old man, definitely, certainly enjoying it, and confirmation of a titty grab. So it's just like, it's like, it's like the travesty of, like, how this is just, like, too raunchy. How dare you? Why would you do this? It's like, are those old people enjoying it? Yes? Then shut the fuck up. It's like, goddamn. Like, let these old people live a little. It's like, what the fuck?
Enthusiastic and fiery. Well, hold on now. So, are you saying it would be okay if you had the stripper, and the stripper was, like, morose and solemn, and, like...
It's like, I'm a stripper, but I'm just gonna bow my head and just greet you. Hello, how you doing? It's like, what's the... Oh my god. It's like, is at that point just, like, hire a monk or something?
Yeah, here are my titties. You want me to shake my ass? Okay.
God.
Like, what a weird thing to say. Don't dance so enthusiastically and fiery. You have to look angry and upset as you do your little...
I'm just gonna be very angry and upset as I dance for you guys. Like, yep, this is totally how strippers should be. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is how they should be, guys. Just this very gruff, just angry look while they just dance and stuff. You know what I mean? This is how they totally should be. It's like, what the fuck?
Elderly folks. That's just such a weird thing to say.
Stormy Daniels comes out of retirement.
Okay. They said there was also a more sedate game of bingo and some karaoke in an adjoining nursing hall. I love that. Like, not everybody had to see the titties. Not everybody had to see them. It was also, we were playing bingo. Yeah, so some of the old people could have been like, I don't want to see this young cladded titty lady. I shall go play me the bingo. It's like, like not every old fuck wanted to see the titties, so they went to do the bingos like they normally do, It's like, oh my god. Good lord. And they had to apologize because, some old people gotta live a little bit for a fucking day. Oh my god. Peace in, peace out, time to sleep. Sleep is for the weak.
Like a bear and like to see something.
We were...
Yeah. Titty bingo? I'd be down for titty bingo. Strip bingo.
Singing. So, the titties were optional. We didn't force people, like, you must look at the titties. We didn't do that. Dude. Video shows that the residents and the stripper remained COVID safe at all times, however, keeping face masks on throughout the erotic show. Okay. Another picture here you can see. She seemed to like this man in particular. There's a lot of pictures with this man in particular.
Any more napkins?
Oh,
Any more clean napkins?
Dude. Oh my god, she looks like she's just straight up like rubbing it up, like right in front of his face, dude. She's just like, here you go. It's like, Like, she's doing, like, some DJ mixes down there while she's fucking, like... It's just like in front of this old... Dude, she really does like that old dude. Like, there is, like, a lot of pictures of that old guy in particular.
She seemed to like this man in particular. There's a lot of pictures with this man in particular.
There really is.
Smiling, everybody's having a good time, people clapping. The Mid-Autumn Festival is one of the most important holidays in Asian culture. In China, the celebration is marked by reunions, Thanksgiving for harvest, and prayer for good fortune. The annual event, which this year fell on September 10th, is also known as the Moon Festival or Moon Cake Festival. Okay. So, there you go. There you go. Now, I don't even think I need to give my take on this because it should be really obvious to everybody. Man, let these old people live.
Fucking man.
They don't have much longer to live. That's for
sure. No shit.
Why not let them have a good time? You know, this is a...
Let them have their stripper, damn it.
Professional outlet. This woman is, I'm sure she's paid well. I'm sure that, this is something she's actively chosen to do. Nobody's forcing her to do this. Of course, if anybody was forcing anybody to do something like that, I would oppose it immediately, but there's no indication that that's the case at all.
I gave you yours back. Your battery's charged.
Yeah, right here.
Where strippers are a thing.
What the fuck was that?
It is illegal for them to exist. You want to talk about the sociological implications and how we got to that point and what we can do to change the system so maybe people don't feel like they have to go into a field like that. I'm open to that conversation. I think that's all a fair conversation. But the fact of the matter is, the facts of this case, based on what we know, stripper was paid to go to a nursing home, show these people who are going to die in like 17 minutes a good-ass time. Everybody seemed to be enjoying it. Everybody seemed to be having fun. And then you got a bunch of buzzkills on Twitter, which, by the way...
Yep.
Yeah.
So I didn't notice any of the backlash myself,
It's the keyboard
but I'm curious.
Buzzkill.
Buzzkill keyboard warriors.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically just like it. Like, because I guarantee you, like, you know, some video, you know, that was played of it initially surfaced around places like Facebook and Twitter and shit like that. And a bunch of weird moral prudes saw that, you know, in their little social circles and all had a little fucking uproar and probably went to the original video and started commenting their stupid shit and... You know, and that's where the apology came in place. It's like, oh, it's like, I guarantee you, like, the people that are, like, you know these, like, that are actually legit related to these old people, or, like, the, you know, family members or friends of the workers that work there, or everything in between, I guarantee you, like, most of them don't even give a fuck, or probably thought it was like, hey, they got to live a little, you know, they probably agree, you know, if, like, yeah, you know, let them have that. Yeah. I mean, you know, because if not, you know, then it probably wouldn't have happened, because then there would have been, like, other people being like, oh, we're not too sure about that, you know? Like, that would have probably made a second guess that, but no, it's a bunch of fucking weirdo prudes after the fact that want to have an uproar about it. It's like, fuck off. Especially for something like this. It's like, let the old people live a little. I'm like, goddamn. It's like they already lived their life. Well, so what? Let them live a little more. It's like, goddamn. Like, holy shit. It's like, it's at least what they deserve, you know? It's like they're already, like, held up in, like, you know, like a sanitized, like, clean, like, gray-ass, like, fucking nursing home area and shit. It's like, that's already bad enough. Like, I mean, goddamn, let them have a little something extra. So, like, I'm 100% an advocate for this. Even here. Like, let that, you know, like, I want to see this happen at the place that my fucking, you know, like, my mom's chilling at. It's not necessarily a nursing home, it's like a rehab facility and stuff. And, when it comes, like, physical rehab, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, acute, you know, physical, you know, issues and shit like that. Well, not just acute, but, you know, just, like, you know, like, trying to do physical recoveries. But it's like, I mean, fuck, there, you know, I'd be down with it. You know, it's like, yeah, let a few of them have it there or some shit. If, you know, the people that don't want to see it, they can go to the bingo or the karaoke or whatever the fuck. Maybe they just worked their entire lives this first time they were getting some tail. Yeah, probably. That too. I mean, yeah, they could, you know, they probably were single most of their lives. This is like the first time they fucking, you know, like, get a little something exciting, you know, in a long time since their youth and shit. I mean, you know, you just, like, you fucking never know with these old folks. It's probably why that, you know, stripper lady was, you know, pretty fond of the old dude, especially since there's a lot of pictures of her and him. Probably because he was one of those guys. He's like, I haven't had a wife. I was never with any lady. I, slept with a lot of them, you know, my youth, but, that time passed by, but I get to live a little, reminisce and have some nostalgia. This is nice. You know, like, that's, I'm sure he was probably that guy. And I'm all for it. I mean, shit, you know, strippers happy, she gets money. I mean, she probably meets similar looking dudes, you know, at the club on a weekly. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's probably like, you know, clientele wise, when it comes to appearance, probably not that much different. So she's probably used to the, you know, to all that at that point. You know what I mean? So that's why she probably did it. She's like, oh, I'm used to it. Like, half my clientels are like these guys anyway, or about to get into that, you know, so might as well meet some of my clientele that I had from 5 years ago or something. It's like fucking hell, man. It's poor old people. Can't have, like, you know, just can't have nice things. It's like, what the fuck? It's just like, come on. Yeah, a guy must sneak out. I mean, because honestly, he probably does. I mean, some of these, like, nursing homes will have, like, you know, where, you know, like, some of the residents, you know, can, you know, like, go out and about for the day. But usually, obviously, they tend to be, like, chaperoned by, you know, somebody, you know, to make sure that they're able to go out and about, or have, like, a family member pick them up and, you know, have them for a day or whatever. I mean, it probably varies, you know, from place to place, and, you know, maybe country to country, too, depending on how laws are about it, too, as well. But, I mean, at least when it comes to, like, you know, physical rehab places and some nursing home places that, you know, like, you know, people can go out and about, you know, like, you know, during the day, but obviously they have to come back, you know, at a certain point, so, you know, to kind of get ready for the whole, like, you know, bedtime and, you know, that part of the nightly routine stuff, because obviously there's, you know, night shift, and by that point, like, all the buildings and everything is going to be locked, you know, so they can't get back in, you know, so, and obviously if they're not there, it's a little bit of an issue. So, I mean, there's, you know, there's like a curfew about it, but it's an understandable one at that, you know, at least when it comes to older folks with that. Because, you know, there's things like medications and things like that, you know, that, you know, need to be, you know, addressed. Dinosaur, the political part of Star Wars prequels, is great if you're a nerd for that kind of stuff. Palpatine's freaking political genius to manipulate as many as he did. I am the Senate. I mean, the prequel, like, well, you know, if you're willing to die on that hill, I mean, I'll die on this hill. Like, I would say the reason why the prequels, I think, have more of the offensive light is because of the sequels. Because other than that, like, the prequels really, like, aren't that great. The third one is, like, I think the third one's actually, like, what redeems the prequels. The second one is just, ugh, it's okay. I think the battle scenes and stuff are alright, you know, for the most part. I think that's the only real redemption quality for that. Ethan, don't think, dude, fuck Jar Jar. See, that's like one of the main catalysts as to why the prequels fucking suck. And there ain't no fucking, you know, telling me otherwise. Fuck you, George Lucas. He forced that on everybody. He literally did. He thought that, you know, hey, we can lighten up the mood so the kids will have something to laugh at with this little fuck. No. No, we wouldn't. We hate the fucking bastard. He's a piece of shit. Why'd they make him, like, some sort of, like, you know, diplomat or some shit? Good in theory, bad in execution. I think that's really the best way to put it. Because, yeah, like, the political themes, like, some of the social... I mean, it's kind of a soap opera, really, at the end of the day. But, I mean, I would say that, like, you know, like Rip was saying, good in theory, bad in execution. You know, because, like, you know, there's a lot of elements that I think are good, but it's... George Lucas just, you know, shat all over it, you know, thinking that he was putting some gems on it. If I was in charge, I would redo the prequels and make it more about Anakin and Obi-Wan being brothers in arms throughout the war. That was initially the whole concept. That was the initial premise. Like, when it first was released, that, like, hey, here's, like, you know, what the prequels are going to be about. Like, before they were released, or at least, you know, as the movies started coming out, that was initially what it was about. It's like, yeah, it's going to be like how Anakin became Vader, which I guess that part's true. And, you know, and how, like, the Clone Wars and, you know, and all that shit, you know, and how that evolved into it, which only ended up being 2/3 of the prequels. And even then, it wasn't done correctly. It should have been all three, for one. Like, the first one, maybe, like, you know, half of it, maybe not, just because I can understand maybe, like, oh, Anakin, you know, is starting to become, you know, that new character, the apprentice / Padawan that's, you know, just, you know, freshening up. You know, the war hasn't started quite yet, but it's ramping up and getting ready for it. You know, yada yada. Like, the first movie could have been that. You know, fuck all the, like, are you an asshole? And all that bullshit. You know, like, just cut all that out. Fucking, you know, like, have, like, you know, like, I'd say have the Naboo battle scene and stuff, because that kind of plays up into, like, you know, the beginning of, like, the CIA / Republican, you know, or the Republic, you know, fucking war and shit a little bit, and everything, you know, and all that stuff. So it's like, there's some parts about the first one I'd probably keep a little, but totally rewrite how it goes, like, honestly. And fuck Jar Jar, like, get him out of it. Like, the Gungans being there, it's like, I can be fine with that, but keep Jar Jar out of it. Cut, like, 90% of the second one. Yeah. Clone Wars anime series did a lot of making a prequel era watchable. Yeah, like, honestly, the Clone Wars anime series is basically what the movie could have been. Or at least, you know, like, kicked off, you know, that. Like, you know, because the Clone Wars, like, the actual anime series, that shit's actually good. Like, that's, you know, worth, you know, watching and checking out. Replace the arena scene with Grievous opening up a can of whoop-ass. Yeah, because General Grievous has been, you know, there throughout the entire war for the most part. And also, you know, before he got his cough and shit, you know, he was far more of a sinister, formidable opponent. The only reason why he did is because he got his lungs force crushed by Mace Windu. And that was, I guess, you know, it's pre-Disney canon, but at least in the, like, early 2000s 2D animated series and shit, it's shown there. And it's canon in that way, which I still go by that. Just like Mace Windu and a bunch of other Jedi Knights try to track down Grievous and basically, you know, slowly but surely, like, get themselves killed off one by one. It's actually a pretty fucking, like, crazy-ass scene. What is he fucking doing? Zukov, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, fuck, that would have been cool to see alternative timeline second movie. Yeah. Dooku and Grievous face down Windu, Anakin, Kenobi. Well, here, I can show the original, like, yeah, here we are. Oh, this is only a short-ass scene. I need a little more than that. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. This is it. Yeah.
Come in. Master Barrack. Come in.
Dude, this is my childhood growing up right here. This is nostalgic, not even gonna lie. Paul says his arc side by saying is more effective. Jazz are bound by code, so if people don't comply beyond mind control, they can't do as much if for own self in compliance, and I can't gradually use more justification to go for it. Yeah. Plus, he's a lot more impulsive and reactionary as a character anyway.
Go. unstoppable.
Never have we been outmaneuvered by droids. His strategy is without flaw.
This is the end. We're all doomed.
Our predicament is dire, but do not despair. Focus. We are Jedi.
That's Grievous. Sounds different. The fact is that one guy, some random Jedi guy, I don't know, he's a killable character. He's gonna be dead.
I can't see anything.
George himself admitted that dark side is more powerful, but kills you on the inside or something like that.
He is coming alone.
We can't face it!
Dude, he does! He's gonna die, though.
He's close.
But where? It's all around us!
Calm yourself. Steady. Steady.
I just literally crushed like a pancake. Oh shit, poor Shaggy. Is this stoner Shaggy just Shaggy? Yes. Oh shit, he's like a fucking bat. He does have like those fucking claws and shit. Jesus Christ. Dude, he's far more fucking formidable in this show, honestly. He's honestly legit more fucking scarier, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I would not fuck with him like this. Well, that just, like, shattered his, like, old neck and head.
Hurry!
No! Chuck D!
Oh, shit. He does have old collection, so that was actually smart a little bit. I feel like I'm watching anime. If you've seen Samurai Jack and like Powerpuff Girls and shows like that, it's the same animators that did those shows. Oh shit, clones showed up. I will admit though, how in the fuck did they show up when there was literally like surrounded by super battle droids? That's why I wonder a little bit. I will admit that. A little bit of a plot hole, I will say.
Shoot him down! Shoot him down! Back up now! can't. The survivors will die. We have no time.
Pretty sure she died. Well, no, she didn't actually, because she in episode 3 technically dies in the movie, and he did too because he was a part of one of the other Jedi generals that was leading some of the because there's like the whole compilation of all the different Jedi that died, and all 3 of them are actually the different ones that died in the 3rd episode.
And the others? They are all dead, sir.
She dies twice. Well, yeah, I mean, depending on the show, I suppose, yeah, with the animation series and stuff, it's a little, some of it ends up being a little plot holy, because some plot overlaps with other shit. Well, is this not the scene that he gets his shit crushed? Guess it wasn't. I know one of these scenes does, but, like, because I remember in the show, he, like, Mace Windu does fuck him up a little bit. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, this time I like actually standing up so I can reach it.
Yeah, but here it is.
Do some petting. Yeah.
It's actually a very short scene. Okay. So it's actually a very quick interaction because, like, I mean, he basically, like, almost caught him, crushed his fucking lungs, and fucked him up a little bit, and it's like, damn, I almost had him. And that's why he's like, like, that's why, especially in the 3rd episode in the movies and the prequels, that's why he has that major cough, and at least justifies it because of that. Which makes sense, and that's why he's a little weaker, and he kind of has a little bit of a limp at that point, because he got legitimately fucked up from that. Because he's already, like, basically cyborg already as it is, so he's already, like, kind of held on by, like, wires, essentially, and shit. So, like, essentially the only, like, organic material in him is his lungs, his heart, and his brain and neural system. That's pretty much it. And Mace Windu fucked up, like, half of it, with his lungs. And his heart a little bit because he crushed it. Prequels should have been remade while the main actors are still kicking and not old as fuck. I do agree with that. I mean, because there's ways where you can use makeup and very subtle CGI to make them look a little younger and shit, and you can remake them. And for other actors, especially when it comes to, like, other Jedi, you could justify using different actors, because of the different makeup that could be applied. Wish Republic Commando got a proper sequel. Oh, that would have been pretty cool. So, Carl, what the fuck are you doing? There's nothing under here.
Back off, baby.
God, fucking little fruit. Little freak. Look at you. A little nutter. 3rd movie's fine. 2nd needs a complete replacement. 1st one needs major changes, but John Prot is pretty solid. Man, I would kind of flip it around. Like, at least, like, the 3rd one's fine. 2nd one, plot, I wouldn't necessarily say is pretty solid, but I would say is at least, like, solid enough where it needs a lot of fucking rework and revamp. And the 1st one just needs total replacement. And honestly, the 2nd one revamped to where it's more of, like, a part 2 of it. Well, like, it takes place, with, like, the battle of, Geonosis at, like, the beginning. And then, like, these other battles as, Anakin and Obi-Wan, progress through the war and shit that leads up to how we see the 3rd film. Like, I wouldn't really do too much different with the 3rd movie. And then the 1st one would basically be, like, the beginnings of a lot of that, Clone Wars shit that leads up, to going into, like, Geonosis and stuff. That's how I do it. Because just fuck, like, the whole, like, Anakin being a little kid shit. Like, that's just so fucking ridiculous. It's like, I do it until I was basically, born as a slave, but I'm a kid. How? I feel bad for the kid, though. I will say that. I feel bad for the child actor that had to play that kid, because his life did not do well. First movie should have been Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Master and Apprentice. I feel like Qui-Gon definitely could have stuck around and been involved with that as kind of like, you know, being like a chaperone a little bit. Because of the history of the apprenticeship that he had with Obi-Wan. But, just because they were companions. But I would have also included him dying as well. At least at some point. And I probably would have at least kept the, battle, like, Duel of the Fates and stuff. I probably just would have said it in a different way. Actually, so the bullshit Naboo scenes. What about Padme being captured and taken to Geonosis and Anakin rescues her and that's how they fall in love? Yeah, I actually could see that because, like, that's his objective, as a part, it's like, hey, you are going to be led with a couple other Jedi generals, to rescue Padme because she was captured. And you'll be leading a couple of teams of Republic Commandos as we, launch an invasion and shit, and that's how that happens. Like, honestly, yeah, I mean, you and I are kind of on a similar page about, like, how to rework them. Because, cause if there is any, like, Naboo scenes, it would basically be between, like, Palpatine, and the political, fiasco with that type of shit with him. And, him, developing as a character as we know him. And, also, like, just the battle, but just totally done differently. Like, just significantly differently. Like, if the Gungans aren't involved, they're just involved as, like, allies in a sense that they're kind of, like, background characters that are helping along with, like, the Naboo, planetary government or whatever their fucking government is there. There's fan theory that Anakin was unconsciously forcing her to fall in love with him for the force of his sheer deep desire to be with her. It's kind of creepy. Yeah, that is legitimately kind of creepy, dude. I don't buy that fan theory, honestly. Like, that just sounds fun. Yeah, that is creepy, dude. I don't think that's what happened. Anakin, oh god, dude. Oh. I don't know. Like, I don't necessarily feel like, I mean, I don't know. I just don't buy that. Like, I could kind of see, because she is older, technically, than him, like, I could kind of see maybe, like, maybe some other, I feel like it'd probably literally be the other way around, more than anything, because of the whole Jedi code of not wanting, where you can't, be in a, relationship or, like, fall in love or whatever the fuck it is, and, Anakin being like, oh, I should probably uphold to that, but she's like, no, we should get married, but, like, I feel like if it is the case, it'd literally be the other way around, with Padme doing that shit. But not for the Force, but just because, like, I love you, I want to be with you type of shit. Whatever the fuck. Because she did kind of feel that way up until, like, the third episode where Anakin started turning to the dark side and she didn't, like, recognize him, and I don't even know you anymore, or whatever the fuck, so. So the love is so fucking shallow. They're just gonna fuck up everything for that. I know. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I mean, it didn't feel real. Like, basically them frolicking on Naboo is like, we're developing their love story. It's like, give me a break. It just was shallow as fuck. Like, it would have been better if, like, just because of their interactions with each other, especially in these more serious, things, and maybe Anakin agreeing or liking a lot of her ideas and vice versa, and then as they end up being alone, they're like, really flourish, that this development's like, hey, we kind of make a good team with this, type of, strategy thing, it's like you're, it's like, really like you, that type of, like, that would be legit more development than, like, oh, we're eating, but here, let me use the Force to, like, give you a pear, or, like, take a pear from you, or whatever the fuck that was. It's just like, God. They don't even agree politically. Padme and Bail Organa led opposition against Palpatine in 2 and 3. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Knowing Leia and Luke thing, sure about that? It's kind of like subscribe to that thing theory because the romance is so shallow. I feel like that's just a problem with the movie, though. I mean, that's kind of think. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. And yeah, I mean, they also don't necessarily agree politically, but I think that's also because of Palpatine literally, like, if anything, like, if there is, like, a character that is, like, kind of force persuading somebody or, like, force mind tricking someone, it would be Palpatine with Anakin. Which, you know, it would be him to become Vader. So, which would probably, you know, justify a lot of, you know, especially where, you know, the political divergence come from. Or authoritarian, Palpatine's Democrat, not in the American way. Yeah, where she's, like, more of, like, you know, vote for the people and by the people type of, you know, mentality. Yeah. I think a lot of Anakin's authoritarianness is basically because of his youthful, brash, like, impulsiveness and shit. Didn't Anakin even have a rant against democracy in a second? I don't know about this. I don't know in the second. I know he did in the third, I'm pretty sure. I think it might have been the third movie. I don't know if in the second one. I know in the second one he went on the whole rant about, you know, Jedi Council holding him back after, like, killing all the fucking Tusken Raiders that killed his mom and shit. Thought I didn't with talking, Pappy. Maybe. Like, it was around the same time as the sand bullshit. Ah, you're right. Maybe. It's been a while since I've seen the prequels, I will admit. But a part of me is just like, do I truly want to watch them again? Third one, sure, but those other two, I don't know. I kind of feel bad for hating Christensen because he's a good actor but got fucking awful script. Yeah, I do agree with that because, I mean, like, Hayden Christensen legit is actually not a bad actor. Is because honestly, when I saw, like, for me, especially, like, that I saw he can be a good actor was, you know, within the third Star Wars film. Well, not third, but technically six, but, you know, the third episode. And in that, like, I mean, he really did actually, like, perform very well. And, you know, considering the circumstances, he, you know, like, I mean, it really did show that, like, oh, he actually can be a good actor. You know, like, the second movie, maybe not as much, but, you know, it did show that he did kind of have the capability, but it just didn't really shine so well because of that fucking horrible script. And because the script actually, you know, shined a little better in the third iteration of the prequels, I think that's why he especially shined very well in that film, is because he's actually a good actor, and because he was given a script that was actually, especially for his character, not bad and actually pretty decent, for the most part at least. You know, it really flourished him as an actor, and, you know, his performance very fucking well, especially with that battle between him and fucking, with Ewan McGregor and Obi-Wan. Like, oh my fucking god, that's, like, I mean, say what you want about the movie, like, that scene, those scenes are fucking phenomenal. Those are awesome scenes. For returning World Voidborn, you watch all the Clone Wars animated show to prep. Oh, really? Nice. Dude, I love Ewan McGregor. Dude, he's a really awesome actor. And at least for the first two of the prequels, he was basically the main one, I think, you know, carrying the weight of those prequels. And then it was him and Hayden Christensen collectively that were for the third. Well, oh, how can I not forget Christopher Lee? Like, I mean, Christopher Lee is a phenomenal actor. Like, that dude is just hella fucking talented. Did so much shit. Like, that guy, you know, served in World War II. I think he was a part of the British Commandos, I believe. You know, and like was like fencing artist, like a like really like a major professional fencer. I mean, he also incorporated a lot of that into him playing Count Dooku. Like Count Dooku's Jedi or Sith, fighting style is that of like a fencer, because he's a fencer. Sukov, do you mind? Down, baby. Boo boo. Boo boo. What the fuck? Why? Windu and Dooku are good also. Same yeah, like Samuel L. Jackson was really good. Same Palpatine. It was for like talent, really ship script. Yeah, like yeah. I mean, really though, like the talent for those fucking like. I mean, the talent for the prequels wasn't bad. Like, honestly, there was legitimately good talent and good actors, for the prequels. Like, honestly, I mean, really thinking about it, there were. It just really was, like, the script and everything about, like, how George Lucas wanted the prequels to be. And it's like, hey, maybe, like, your whole creation with the originals were great, but maybe leave some more, like, creative minds to maybe like build up from that, especially with this whole prequels idea. Like, yeah, you build the foundation, but let other people sprout further from that, which people did, but it had to be fucking handicapped because of his ass, and look how it turned out. Honey Boo Boo, damn dog. I know, so I do nickname him Boo Boo. Boo Boo. He doesn't respond to it at all. Zukov. He immediately stops and looks at me. See? Yeah, he does respond to Boo Boo, even though I do call him that. I don't know why I started calling him that, honestly. Maybe because you're a little boo-boo butt. And he calls boo-boos in my no-no square every time you hop on me. Why are you giving me this, like, smug look? He's giving me this smug look. It's like this son of a bitch. Boo Boo is the honey variety. Oh my god. Man. Do I even want to know what's happening with Honey Boo Boo? No, I don't. Speaking of the Doja cider super lit. Oh, dude, that blackberry cider was fucking amazing. Like, that shit was really good. Honestly, like, now thinking about it, should have had one of you guys taken a picture of me up on that, like, little light. But, I kind of wish that light was actually, like, that little box thing was actually, like, bolted on the thing. Because I wanted to sit on it. But with it not being secure, I don't want to fall and crack my head and die. So, it's just like, Next Tuesday, I'm going to get hella litty. Nice. Next week, I noticed that I'm off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, which is kind of bullshit. Like, I have a 9 to 5 Sunday and Monday, which I don't want. I really don't want that. So I'm just like, it's like, can I probably do a mid instead or something? Like, please? Because, fuck me, I just, especially after Saturday, double dipping Sabaton 2 nights in a row, and 9 to 5 on fucking, like, cooking shift on Sunday, the day after that. Fuck that, dude. Because I'm going to get all my merch and shit like that on Friday. And then Saturday, mosh the fuck out with all the homies and shit, you know what I mean? So it's just like, fuck that. Like, Monday I could probably try, but Sunday? Oh my god, nah. 9 to 5, lol, ignore the corporate office worker. I know, doing my 9 to 5, baby. They give you 9 to 5 after Sabaton, Lamau, time to pull a Harley. I honestly might. I might just stream all night until I have to, like, go to work or something. I don't know. That just depends on how, you know, people might... I don't know. I'll see. That depends if I'm committed to that, even. I'll definitely have, like, a lot of pics and shit like that in videos for sure, honestly. For Friday and Saturday. I'm thinking, I definitely want to bring my Sabaton banner, but do I want to, like, double dip on banners? I have, like, 2 banners or some shit. I know I'm gonna wear this jacket. I'm thinking, I might take, these 2 pins and actually pin it onto this jacket, and just wear the jacket and then, like, one of my metal t-shirts that I have. And then, yeah, just some pants and maybe, like, yeah, that's about it. Won't really need much. Especially if I'm buying merch on Friday, I'll be able to just have my other shirt that I can wear and have 2 shirts. Might buy one of their albums, I don't know. Might decide on that. You know, I probably could do 9.5, but I'm gonna probably need to drink like 3 fucking coffees. Like, dead ass. Like, 1 before I go to work, 1 when I start work, then 1 after I get off lunch. But after I get off work, it doesn't fucking matter at that point. I just save 400 this month, and then try to save about 1,400 to pay off the next month. Do you really have to save that much? Jesus Christ. Is there, like, interest on that shit? Yes. Oh my god. Probably gonna be there for a minute then. Jesus Christ. Apparently Fetterman or Oz are going to debate. Really? Did you know that there was a debate between Kotek, Johnson, and that fucking crazy psychopath Drazen or whatever the fuck? For, like, the Oregon governor race? That shit was, like, just low-key a little cringe. $1,400 now. I thought you said 12. I'm telling you, man, that's double than what CS Box were. Yeah, I know, dude. Seriously. It's like, fuck. It's like, oof. Here, I'm gonna play some tunage in the background, y'all. What shall I play? Oh, the past 13 something, but like to oversave to have something left over. I guess fair enough. I kind of have a similar mentality a little bit. How much is this? 1,300 versus 500, or a 12-month financing plan of $42. can't have stuff delivered here. Well, I mean, at least, I mean, if you can't have it delivered at least, then, I don't know, if you have a way to at least maybe buy, like, a hard drive or, like, a memory drive or some shit, I'd probably, you know, just do that and then have everything, you know, put on that, you know, and just save up for an actual one, you know, in the future or something. Because, God, man, like, it's like almost, it's like legit over double. There's also, like, on the, this link, it also shows, like, you can also get an Xbox Game Pass 3-month membership thing for, like, $45 on top of that. At no extra cost. Even though there is. Yeah, Walmart is like $500. Say fuck you for what God is. We have a gate, and I live in a neighborhood where people like to steal packages. So of course, you know, delivery people are just gonna leave whatever the fuck you have, like, right on that gate. That shit's just fucking lame. They just leave packages at the GA without notification. Seriously? That's like some bullshit, honestly. I mean, it's like, because I have, you know, an ability to where I can, like, get notifications for when my shit's delivered, especially if I have, like, a Shop Pay app. Because that's how I usually get a lot of my packages tracked and stuff, and it's like, even, oh my god, that's just so fucking ridiculous. This is why I don't order stuff here. I don't want to spend money to get stolen. Nah, I feel like that. So I couldn't find Xbox in stock anywhere else physically. Ugh. You couldn't even, I mean, wouldn't you be able to, like, I mean, have one on back order or something like that? Yeah, either way, that shit kind of sucks. $100% accurate. Ah, it's a YouTube link! And I have a song. Boo! Boo. I'm gonna have to wait until the song ends. Because it bops too hard. When a bop too hard, A bop can't be disrupted. I'll check that as soon as the song ends. I don't even have next-gen games besides Cyberpunk, which is getting better every update. Cyberpunk is actually getting good. I heard that shit legit was not good, so that's actually kind of nice to hear. Dad, I need food. Not now, son. The bop. It's bopping too hard, son. A bop for you. I can't click 2 links at once, sir. You're on the list. You're on the list of links. But you're second on the list. It's fine, bro. It's got here first somehow. Good, better be fine, boy. Cause if not, then too bad. I love that little drum beat that like pops up for that. Actually, the specific drum is called a dol drum. It's basically a little drum where it's like that, where you have like, you know, a strap where it's kind of like, you know, wrapped around on you. So it's just kind of like, you know, so you're just kind of like having it just kind of on your waist and shit. You just have like 2 sticks where you just like, dun dun dun. It's actually a really cool drum. I actually want one of those. 100% accurate. So what is this? When there's a school fight. Oh shit. Quiet kids. Me and my best friend. 2 kids who brought weapons. The siblings. The nerds. The bullies. I kind of get some of them, but I feel like some of these are inaccurate, at least from my experience. The principal Thanos. Honestly, a little bit, at least for mine, because he was honestly legit kind of a shitbag. Not because he was an asshole, but because he just was basically the equivalent of a corporate shithole. You know, like a corporate district manager type. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those fucking dorks. I feel like nerds and bullies should be reversed a little bit, but at the same time, it's just like at my school, also nerds did not do anything like that anyway. They all stayed in their isolated little chambers, and the bullies kind of stayed in their own little echo chambers too. Anyway, so what is this bop? Raw. It's called Raw. Like the god Ra. What is this? Ooh. Ooh, I love that. Dude, I always love that Middle Eastern, like, Indian sound when it comes to music. Dude, I love just those, like, harmonies and those minors. I love that shit. And also, cunt. It also fits very well with metal. And I think that's why. You know what? It's actually, hold up. I know some shit that would work really well as a transition after this song. Why do I feel like I heard this before, all of a sudden? Why does that sound familiar all of a sudden? Is this like early 2000s nu metal that like used to play hardcore all the fucking time? Yeah, I think it is a little bit. I think, yeah. I'm starting to, I'm starting to hear it. Because this, like, as soon as that, like, lick hit, I was like, wait a minute. This sounds really familiar. Fucking love nu metal. I mean, I love metal in general. And nu metal is definitely a part of that. I mean, Bloody Wood is, you know, the band we were listening to earlier with Chakti. Or Chakli. I mean, that's like Indian folk metal, but they're also mostly, their metal is intertwined with nu metal specifically. And this also looks like a prolapsed ass for this fucking cake. I literally don't even feel comfortable putting it on screen because I feel like YouTube would TOS me. I feel like it'll hit me harder than for the music I'm playing, you know what I mean? Another skull fight video. God damn, I was gonna play a song, and now you set that up. All right, I'll do that. Then yeah, all right. You've laid your claim. You like a dog, you know, hiked that leg up, took a piss, and made the claim. Think this one's slightly better. So what I say, Ugnar, is you like this? I mean, this is more like an alternative metal more than nu metal, but yes. Actually, it's kind of like an alternative progressive metal, like alt prog metal, because like it's definitely alternative, but it transitioned with like a very folksy ambiance, you know, that Middle Eastern sound, and then transitioned to kind of like a metal-y sound, and which is that again. But it has like a lot of that alt rock, you know, alt metal sound too in between. It's kind of like alt prog metal. Like, there's a lot of progressive, you know, rock / progressive metal intertwined into at least this band. So I'd say this band's more of like an alt prog metal band more so than like nu metal. I mean, they definitely got some elements to nu metal, but they're definitely more like a alt metal, prog metal. Which I like progressive music, like progressive rock, prog rock, like Rush, prog metal, like fucking Nightwish and shit. Like Nightwish is like symphonic metal, but a lot of that's very progressive with how it like crescendos and decrescendos in its music and shit. So I mean, in a way, it can be to an extent, but this, better examples would probably be like Opeth is another really great example of prog metal. You think he would, like that cake? Speaking of whom, he just joined the dark side. Wait, who? Right wing, no Christian fascist, no worse than you could possibly imagine. He agrees with cyclists now. TJ, I mean. Oh, really? Wait, so... Wait, TJ actually agrees with cyclists? Yeah, he agrees with people like me now. Because I'm a cyclist. I ride bikes. Like, honestly, low-key, like, me and my bicycle friends all basically essentially, like, think that TJ just essentially has a fucking grudge because he had a couple bad experiences with people who were legitimately probably assholes riding bikes. Or where maybe he was being an asshole while riding, you know, while people were riding their bikes. TJ finally gave in to the grifter, eh? What, like the bicycle grift? Oh yeah, because that totally exists. Like, are you serious? Oh my god. The bicyclist industry, dude. He's grifting for that now, dude. Okay, so we got a whole school. Okay, so wait, what? What's this even supposed to be? What, like what? Charging in because it's like the new school day or something? I don't even know. Okay, whatever. The one who wants to record everything. Teachers. The rich one. Okay, that makes sense. The one who caused the fight. What? Hey, what are you doing? You have food? I don't know why you're doing that. What? That's it. I'm blowing up this whole place up. I feel like that would probably be the quiet kid. At least in my mind. That sounds more like a quiet kid thing. Well, that song started literally in the middle of it. What the fuck? YouTube, you're broken. Yes, there we go. I did watch the Emu movie. Oh, how was it? I actually never got a chance to see it quite yet. I'll probably see it tomorrow, though. Or maybe, like, when I go to bed tomorrow. Or tonight. I mean, it is only 30 minutes, so... ain't that much time. It was funny, but also kind of like a tornado shark. Oh, like Sharknado. I think that's the point. It's supposed to be like a overtly, obviously, like, schlock movie that's, you know, purposely kind of making fun of itself. And also making fun of the fact that there literally was an emu war in Australia. Gonna watch The Exorcism, a found footage movie. Oof. I'm not too sure about that one. Could have made fun of themselves harder. Harder? It looked like they already were doing it pretty hard as it is. But, I don't know. I definitely have to check it out. Maybe they could have a modernized version. The Great Emu War 2. I've seen it. I mean, not the newest one. But, I mean, I'm just, you know, I mean, it's like the first Exorcism is, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, the other ones just don't really, you know, like, hold up in comparison to the original one as much. So I've kind of never been really as much into the, you know, other ones, even with the new one, you know, just because of that. But I was wrong about bicyclists. They're okay. Retraction video forthcoming. Lol, no. No! I remember the Psychos vid. Still waiting on Arrow where a bunch of chuds get mad at Little Mermaid. He's black. A bunch of counter chuds rise up and get mad that she's not black enough. That's my reply. Damn. What's that water sound? Zukov. He's drinking water. He's getting his aqua in. Because while we wait, we hydrate. And we also headbang. We should do a stream, let's make panel. I've been meaning to get into shit like that at some point. A version of the why not? Yeah. Man, I do have your Discord anyway, so yeah. We can just like work out a time and just set it up at some point. Cause yeah, why the fuck not? Why not try? Yeah. Because I probably won't be able to stream from my end on doing that, but like definitely, I mean, obviously you will be able to, so I could just re-upload that, you know, to my channel. So, I guess, yeah. Because I need to do that with a couple other folks too, because I sent something to TJ about like my like work situation and shit like that as well. So I'm, you know, just like, you know, he was like, hey Ugnar, if you have a Twitter, hit me up there, or like an Instagram, or you know, if you're on my Discord, hit me up there, and blah 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 blah. You know, tell me about your work shit, because I don't understand too much about the union stuff, but I mean, I'd like, you know, it'd be cool to have you on to explain some of that at some point. So I've been meaning to hit him up too. You know, to like see if one of these days, if he's doing like an Amazing Atheist or like a TJ Does live stream, I can get on there. You know, so there's been like a couple people I've been meaning to do this with. While it's on, if you can. I've tried that, and unfortunately it doesn't really work, at least on mobile. Just because, like, if multiple apps are trying to use the mic, then one of them's only going to work and the other one ain't. So, like, if I was streaming while, you know, on Discord and on a call, and the Discord call had the mic, then the stream wouldn't hear me. So, it's stupid, but that's just, you know, this is how my fucking phone is. At least, you know, I don't know if it's different with other phones, but at least it is with mine. Special talents, organizing and planning. That's what I'm happy to get done. Fuck yeah. And I could let some of my other friends know about it. So I could try to see, you know, tune into that shit. Just get a little more viewage, you know, for the algorithms. What dare type you think is good? You know, honestly, maybe, maybe like, I don't know, maybe like this Saturday might be able to? Because before I leave, from my, concert and shit, like, I could just fucking, you know, maybe do something like that. And, or maybe like, probably next week, maybe, will probably be another good time. Just because I know I'd be off, probably for sure Friday and Saturday, but maybe Thursday, depending, because if, you know, I have 3 days off, so I might, you know, pop in, you know, one of those, you know, days off that I have. Next good too, this Saturday, yeah, if anything, that'll definitely, yeah. I mean, because honestly, that would definitely kind of give me a little bit of a sense of plan too, because I could pop in with a couple topics too that the people need to hear you. Well, hey, so I've been doing this for quite a while. I know I definitely had a major peak when I was doing the protests back in 2020 and shit, but I was also on Twitch when that was going on. So at least I know, like, to some eyes and ears, you know, I have a little rec, you know, at least on Twitch sphere, even though I'm not on there anymore. But if I can at least get to some eyes and ears that used to be on there, like Demon Mama, for example, because she used to stream on Twitch, but the last time she got suspended was for a month, and it was because she was reading something in context or she said faggot, and basically a bunch of people hate rated her and fucking got her suspended for a month, and she was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm just not gonna be on, you know, this platform anymore. And being a, you know, transsexual, you know, trans woman, and, you know, and like this very radical, like, anarchist type, you know, she kind of rubs a lot of people the wrong way, you know, at least when it comes to more like Libby types, and especially right-wing types, so she gets a lot of those type of fucking people. And, I mean, she still, you know, like, has a Twitch, I guess, but she just doesn't use it to stream anymore. She just does it on YouTube now. So, at some point I want to try to chat with her, too, as well. Because I know her and I would click really well. Because I really, one, love her aesthetic, and two, I mean, you know, like a lot of her ideas, because she's definitely got a, you know, kind of a creative, you know, mindset in a lot of ways, where she really kind of, you know, has kind of like this a little bit more of like an individual sense of like, you know, community organizing, you know, type of mindset a little bit. Just had a pretty lengthy convo on her on Communism versus Anarchists. Oh, you actually got a chance to chat with her at one point? You got a call in on her once? Dude, that's actually pretty fucking dope. So, man, you got to chat with her once, you know, you got to chat with her first before I did Venom. Fuck you, I'm envious. Son of a bitch. I mean, she's read some of my, like, donations that I've sent to her before, but that's about as far as that goes. It's like, you asshole. Like, you actually chatted with her, motherfucker. I know she lives up in Washington or some shit, so if she ever, like, came down to Portland, I'd be like, yo, like, I mean, especially if I were able to connect with her, I'd be like, yo, like, I could show you some of the cool fucking spots. Because I know some places. You know, some, like, cool bars and shit. In private, not on stream. Well, still, like, private or not, like, I didn't even get that opportunity. I haven't even gotten that opportunity yet. I've been able to, like, chat with TJ a couple times privately, you know, once or twice and shit, but, you know, not about, like, organizing a, you know, like, a full-on fucking, you know, like, chat yet, but, you know, I've talked to him a couple times before, but not Demon. Well, Malik now trying to get, like, no! Dude, what the fuck you, dude? What the fuck? What? No! Isn't she in a relationship right now anyway? Like, no! I mean, she's attractive, you know, I'll give her that, yes, but, like, I mean, no, like, you know, she, really? What the fuck, what the hell? Is everything just like, oh, I want to interact with this person, it's like, oh, this guy's trying to get laid, y'all. I'm 24/7 horny, Ugnar, forgive me, Lamau. I know. I mean, you know, it's like, I have to give you shit, you know me. I'll give you just a little bit. I mean, honestly, like, if I wanted to really do that, I would just, like, you know, go with my friend Metal T and just go to the Sanctuary. Which I know Dima Mama would fucking love to go to. Knowing, you know, her proclivities and her interests. Like, I mean, she totally would be down for a place like the Sanctuary. Which I still want to go to. I haven't been there yet. It's like, fuck Tyler, the asshole, going over there. I just wish he'd chill out about talking about his escapades, because, oh my god, like, the amount of times that he talks about quote-unquote, like, boy pussy and shit like that is legitimately just, like, fucking ridiculous. I mean, he gets way too TMI. Like, Venom, if you think you're bad, oh my god, my friend Metal T, especially when he gets even a little bit drunk, like, oh my god, dude, it gets overbearing even for me. Like, your horniness is nothing in comparison to my friend Metal T, dude. That's why I'm kind of used to your shit, not because you do it, but because I'm just used to that, just period. Like, I mean, it's not because you do it, it's just because, I'm used to literally way worse from my friend. Just straight up. And it's like, oh my god. If I really want to get laid, I'd go to Fantasia and pay for it. Yeah, like, I mean, honestly. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could go there on my own time anyway, but... I mean, if I want, like, if I am, I'd rather go with a friend, because at least for me, you know, at least especially with social anxiety, it'd be a little easier to, you know, like, butter up with somebody, especially if they're buddies with, you know, someone that my friend's kind of smitten with. It makes it a little easier, you know? So, you know, like, hence the wingman, you know? Like, the wingman is always, you know, like... I kind of consider that, like, at least especially for people who might be socially anxious, you know, legitimately good advice. Like, have somebody good with that, you know, helps kind of have some of that social anxiety go down. That's a really good buddy with you. They, you know, kind of help you a little, you know what I'm saying? Save it for that special occasion. Oh, you want all special. For me, I can, you know, do it either way. Like, if I have, like, even a slight interest in somebody, especially in a physical level, and I'm kind of feeling it, like, I can, you know, do for, you know, like a one-night stand situation. But, you know, at the same time, also, I do crave, like, that more intimate, you know, encounter when it comes to things. All in all, it depends on the mood. You fucking dork. He's looking at me like that. He's like... I'm tired of one-night stands, to be honest. Well, I'm not, like, you know, I don't have, like, that much sexual experience, or, you know, in general, so... You know, for me, I'm overall more okay with stuff like that. Baby, what do you want? You say bye-bye. What's up, you sweet little handsome? You just want to be here. Look at you. You're so baby. You're so sweet. You're such a sweet baby. Look at you. You're a handsome boy. Spawn. And oh my. He's like, oh god, no, don't bite me. Gonna make you mate spawn and die, boy. What a goofball. He hung out with me and he's like, oh god, you're being a freak, no. Oh, now you come back? Come up here. Oh, now you want to run away again. It's so weird. Did he just... You know that chicken tender you snuck away the other night? Here. Just fucking have it. Oh my god, that's probably literally all he was begging for was that. You fucking piece of shit. Talk about some topics. I mean, at least for me specifically, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do that on mobile. Or else I would do that right now. Like, literally, like, right the fuck now. Like, I mean, considering, you know, it's been mentioned. But, like I said, you know, if I were to try to do a Discord call while doing this, I mean, if the Discord call, let's say, took the mic, then the stream would be muted. So then no one would hear the discussion, you know? So, it's, like, I mean, unfortunately, at least from my end, it, you know, wouldn't be able to work out 100%. As much as I wanted to. You ate some of that chicken and then you just left it on the floor. You piece of shit. You're wagging your tail. Can you do Streamlabs screen share? Well, I'm on Streamlabs. See? Look at them, screen share, I mean, this wouldn't be able to really do too much with audio, though. It just is the screen. You know, like, it's just the screen itself. Like, I mean, it won't do too much to help with the audio issue. As much as I want it to. Here, I'm gonna scroll through here and see if this is a good song. Yeah, so you use the laptop. That is something that is, oh my god. For example, if we stream, you can share the stream with that. Well, I mean, it wouldn't, like, I mean, the audio mic would also include the Bluetooth that you hear things from. You know, like, I mean, it all comes from this, with the one mic, so it's just like, I mean... It's just given the, like, you know, circumstances to be on mobile. And yes, like, I know the whole internet situation. I mean, that hasn't exactly been, like, dealt with yet. I haven't heard this song yet. I want to hear this. Can God feel your teeth?
I was walking down the streets of Fairfax, California, and I saw this flyer hanging on a telephone pole, and it said, "Can God fill teeth?"
Can he?
For a $10 donation, you can see silver fillings turn to gold and other super normal dental happenings.
Ooh.
New caps, filled cavities, bring a flashlight and a mirror to observe. Wait a minute.
Kill me with a beat. This is a beat.
Read about how cops are getting parents to plant bugging devices in their kids' teeth, so if they disappear, they can track them before they wind up on the backs of milk cartons and all that.
Hey, they don't need to do that with teeth. They could do that with phones. They have cell phones they could just give to their kids.
Read that these devices
That's where you're wrong, Jello. That's where you were wrong.
go two-way, and everything I do or say is all going on a tape somewhere right now, planted in my cavities, and they didn't even tell me. No wonder every bad thing in and out of my mouth keeps winding up on my employment record. All those fillings.
Ooh.
All those crowns. I'll show 'em who's boss of my big mouth. Where's the pliers? God damn it, where's the pliers? Wilma! Where'd you put my electric drills? This is all coming right now.
Or smoked meth is good, actually good for you from a local meth head. Very valuable source. It's very punky. Oh, this is also a very similar riff to a Dead Kennedy song. I think, what was it? Oh god, that's Dead Kennedy riff. I think that's from Buzz Bomb. You know, admit it. If you have pure cocaine, you'd be a sniffy boy. Like the pure shit? I mean, I wouldn't be a sniffy boy, but I'd try it once, just to try it. Like, I wouldn't be like some fucking coke fiend after that. Like, oh my god. Wow, such faith in my fucking moderation there, buddy. I'd be a sniff Hunter Biden speaking. I mean, if I was Hunter Biden, I'd probably, you know, binge. I mean, at least not enough to probably kill my heart, but, you know. I mean, at least enough to, you know, like, you know, keep up with Hunter. Because, holy shit, you know, like, I mean, yeah, I mean, if I'm with Hunter Biden, I mean, yeah, I would just be doing that. Actually, makes me remind me, I want to be a drug sniffing dog. Suka, do you want to be a drug sniffing dog? I want to be a drug sniffing dog. I don't know about the crack. Yeah, I don't want the crack. Fuck the crack. I don't want nothing to do with that. Use every blow. It's alive. It's the sting. It's the attitude. Wanna be a San Francisco cop, so I can speed in red lights. Back up and be me, I was king. I got ways to make you sing. We could seize everything. I think that I was sniff cocaine like Corpus CEO on Christmas Day. Oh my god. I'll leave that to the fucking CEO Shifx. Savings, keep the loot for ourselves. Fake drug charge works every time. When I joined the AAA, so I can molest my children. None suspect me because I've been saved. To stepdaughter transfer kids in a lake. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, there's a child. It's the life. It's the stink. Choose your masks. You say, up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who. We'll see who cancels who. You sons of bitches. You woke moralist sons of bitches. Boo boo, what are you doing? What are you doing, Doodle? What are you doing? Oh, goofball? Every time he looks at me, he always looks like he has like some sense of guilt. The innocent guilt that he has on his face. He always has it. It's like, goddamn dog. It's like, what have you fucking done now that deserves that innocent guilt on your face? Here we go. Here, let me get our tune going. Yeah. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? I just had a tune right in my face. Oh, there it is. This is real two things here, Lola. Here comes the blood. Pittsburgh, dope boys in my tent. Like opioids, eyes, bad deck. So come on, meet your evil twin. Something meant to have, but she's always right. Let's all pray home neo-Nazi companions. Us with the Nazi and snowflakes. Did you keep on saying us instead of the banks? Market their class war as the race war. Hate, pastry of the day. Pavlov dogs and brainless, but Russians never right. Barts are very bright. I like that little play on the lyrics of Bart's not very bright. Bright Bart. Bart's not very bright. That's funny. The lights come back on. Ooh, 60 deaths of bullets. I thought we brought back the various doctrine. He used to do all the extreme bastard lies. In the facts back to the other side reply. No more boys will be boys. They will go where they can go. Forced to watch their own show. Tired of nails and bales. Blunders advertise. When blunder bumper dies. All blumber bumper dies. fuck fox. Turn 'em off. I love this little song. It's kind of like Jello going back to this like little hardcore punky roots. Too bad it's only like a single. And there's not even music attached to it. It's like, come on. Come on, Jello. Can't tie a little music video to it? Can't attach a little something like that to it? He initially had it as like an unreleased track, but when Rush died, he was like, oh, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just gonna release it. So when Rush died, he released the song Blunder Blubber, which based like his response to Rush dying was basically that song. Flush Rush, fuck Fox, turn him off. 1692. Witches drown, rock sacks, baby. Sinners is removed. Those were the good old days. Those were the good old days. Back books and buy the book. You're going them back again. Cause we're pro-life. Because we're pro-life. 32-second Alex Jones joke. Well, you're gonna have to wait, like, another, 4 minutes, sir. Master, put and pray. Collecting Bibles and the flag. The Taliban USA. Back to Christ to you. We just bring us raped or died or dying, and they're paying your right to choose. I feel like the song is especially more relevant than ever, considering a lot of the anti-abortion laws and shit and everything going on. Because funny enough, the song is more of a response to the whole phase of the Tiller baby killer anti-abortion phase of when that shit was going on, when Bill O'Reilly was still around. But this basically is just at this point, especially and exceptionally more prevalent, considering how much of I mean it's honestly more insulting to call them the Taliban USA, because I don't even think the Taliban's hyper anti-abortion. I don't even think they are forced birthers. Because it's more of if the husband decides they want the kid or not. So it's just it's even then, it's not a forced birther situation for Taliban, regime shit. So it's almost like an insult to call these fucking far-right Christian fascists Talibani. Or at least the Talibani USA. Dirty secret in a secret land. Family values, mom hates kids. The unborn child is sacred. Once they're born, to hell with them. Doctor doors in your face, and it's Rangers photographs. Read time to read and read. What changes feels to you? First and wanted, dead or alive. Doctors and nurses too, because we're pro-life. Because we're pro-life. Because we're pro-life. We're pro-life. Because we're pro-life. Oh, life. Oh, life. We're pro-life. Goddamn if you die. I really do hope Joe Biafra makes like one more album. That's all I care about. One more album. Because the Tea Party Revenge Tour album is a really good one. When was it released? Like what, 2019? 2020. Here, let me put the screen up for this amazing, great Lord and Savior, Satire Wojcicki, Alex Jones.
On this planet today, waging war against humans and our biology and our very future that is attempting to exterminate the majority of us and force the minority that's left to merge with AI computers and become cyborg slaves of Satan.
That sounds awesome.
I claim to be Mr. America when it comes to my physique. I've been overweight for a long time because of stress, overwork. I've lost almost 40 pounds in 3 months with the samples we've got of this new product that's finally available.
Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. Jesus Christ. Man. Like this. Dude, you just is such a fucking snake old salesman. I love it. Ugh. Oh my god. Here. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. Of course, Zukov is attentive to that shit. And he's wagging his tail to that. And he's like, yay! You get to move around a little bit or something. There. I'll play this. Be right back. Ugh. Zukov, get this way.
The crap they call it governance, more than a rap man. We're reforming governments, full on attack man. Get with the plan, we're here to pull apart the politicians and the god plan. Yeah, we're slave, but we're saying nothing new. We're just saying you better do the shit you say you're gonna do. None of that fake shit, WWE, cause you know we keep it real like the UFC.
stupid. You're still not gonna eat that tender? What a goofy dog. We about to be gang. We made the little wild like a Mustang. We raised him like it's a big game. We built up, we were supposed to see. Suka needs to eat his tendy. I know, he won't eat it. See, like, even when I do give him some tendies, he won't even eat all of it. So he's a goof. Oh my god. Huge outrage over Black Ariel. Not scientific. Oh my fucking god. And there's a thumbnail Matt Walsh. Oh no. Oh my god. Why do people give a fuck, man? Why do people give a shit? You know what? I'm willing to bite the bait a little bit. Probably not watching all of this. What was that? I feel the same, honestly. But still, what the fuck was that? Alright, let's just... I'm gonna watch at least some of this and just...
Alright, Max Winter says, a black actor playing the Little Mermaid really is a case of white erasure. All forms of art, including fairy tales, are meant...
Okay, no, what? No, a white erasure? No, literally, no, it's not. Let me turn it up a sec. Like, what does that even mean? Like, oh my god. No, that's literally, oh my...
I hate these fucking pieces of racist shit.
Like, oh my god. It's not like some fucking dumb fucking like weird ass like they're erasing whiteness or some shit because they have like a black Ariel this time around or some shit. Like there literally isn't. And honestly, like that's not even unless they're like making an autobiography of fucking like Queen Elizabeth and they made her like a trans black woman or some shit. Like I mean, you know, unless they're doing that. You know, fucking shut up. You know, come back to me when they're doing some shit like that. I mean, and even then, shut up. Like, I mean, you know, it's like, oh, so they added a little flavorful, you know, like, artistic rendition to their autobiography, you know, by doing that. Cry me a fucking, it's like, I mean, you know, really, as far as I'm concerned, ugh, I don't care. Ugh, I hate these motherfuckers, dude. These, like, fucking weird Christo-fascistic shitbag motherfuckers, man. Ugh.
Because they made a movie where, you know, Ariel is black now. Scientific.
Scientific. What am I getting into?
What science is this? Race science? What are we talking about?
White supremacist race realism. That's what science.
Hans Christian Andersen probably
pseudoscience.
Little Mermaid based on experiences he went through in his home country of Denmark. So it makes sense that most of his characters would be white, since that's the world and the people.
What? Wait, so he's trying. So he literally tried to like go to like basically the original story of what like the Little Mermaid was. which I guess related to like some Danish author or some Danish folklore or some shit. Which, yeah, in that specific lore, maybe that's the case, but guess what? That could be reinterpreted into different fucking, like, iterations, because guess what? It's fucking fantasy! Like, when things are fantasy, even if it's, like, made by a specific person, like, you can reinterpret it and, like, you know, build up and add some of your own from shit like that. Like, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, it's the same shit with, like, the weird, like, Rings of Power, where, like, the Lord of the Rings is all like, uh-oh, there's a few black people in there and shit. It's like, so what? Like, there could be a little bit of creative, like, extra interpretation to the original art of what Tolkien did. I mean, it's like, and honestly, considering a lot of, you know, Tolkien's philosophy, I mean, he'd probably be okay with that, considering he was more, you know, critical of, like, you know, things like racism and shit like that, you know, so... I mean, at least, you know, considering him as a person, you know, so it's just like, what the fuck? I mean, why would that be seen as a bad thing? It's like, it's like, shut the fuck up, these snowflake little bitches. It's like they want to get their tiny little, like, fucking woman panties all in a wad, even though they want to interpret themselves as a bunch of masculine men. You know, going against, like, the woke culture or whatever the fuck, and they just sound like a bunch of sissy little women bitches. Like, seriously, like a bunch of whiny little bitches.
In the way that we deal with these sorts of issues, I'm sympathetic to that. Now, I would be fine.
No, you're not.
Yesterday.
You're terroristically antagonistic towards it, you psychopath.
But if we all agreed that race in film...
Oh god, what's even about to get into? If we all agree race in film is what? What, bitch? You're lucky it's on pause, your ass. What's the song about?
That Ariel's not speaking in Danish. What the fuck? There's a Jamaican, the patois speaking crab in there. What's up with that? That motherfucker ain't Danish either. What's up? You fine with the crab being Jamaican? Well, you're like, hey, Ariel Black? Nope, not happening. Unacceptable.
But that crab Jamaican, though? That's fine.
Why is nobody speaking Danish, man? Also,
yeah, why ain't no one speaking the language of the Dansk peoples? Dansk. The Danish. Or ja. Hallo. Is dansk or some shit. I don't know. I don't speak Danish. I could kind of I mean, yeah, like, I mean, it's something probably like that, but I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, it's like, I mean, he's right though. Like, if Matt Walsh really wants to bitch and moan that it's like, oh, it comes from like a Danish folklore story, it's like, why isn't it all in, like, Danish origin? Why isn't there, like, Danish culture, you know, implemented into the original Little Mermaid? Why is, like, there a Jamaican crab, if that's the case? Like, I mean, because obviously, you know, in folklore, and especially, you know, if, like, the ancestors of the Danish, you know, they definitely didn't fucking, you know, go to Jamaica. So, they would have no knowledge of that. So, why would that be the case? Like, weird. It seems like there's a lot of cherry picking going on. Curious.
Fucking crab and a mermaid, obviously. You know, just the entire principle is fucked up from top to bottom. You know what I mean? Like, there is, like, what are we doing? You're bent out of shape over a fucking mermaid, man. You said mermaid rights.
I still know what I want to say about, like, if we accept that, like,
being black.
all, you know, if, like, what was it even earlier? Like, if every, like, god damn it. You better, like,
don't do this right now. It's not a good time
move back a little
try
bit.
And, like, fucking make some meat.
Because he fucking time locked himself all the fucking time. Oh, god damn it. Stop playing here.
Fictional stories don't matter, and we're going to take a kind of colorblind casting approach.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's like, you know, if race doesn't matter in films and stuff, we're taking this colorblind approach, okay.
You know, it doesn't matter as long as the actor is good. If we could all agree on that, then I'd be on board. And as I said, that's...
Okay, so what's the problem? Because as far as I'm concerned, there ain't nothing wrong with the actress being, you know, playing as Ariel, you know, in this live-action remake. So what literally is the fucking problem? Why are you making this then? I hate these fucking racist pieces of shit that do this. It's like, oh, I got no problem. And it's like, if we all agreed, if, you know, on this, like, you know, colorblind approach and blah, blah, blah. Like, they add these old slippery words and shit. Where it's like, oh, if we all agree on this, then, you know, surely it would be okay. It's like, what the fuck do you think, you know, the whole point of the film is a little bit. It's still a corporate cash grab at the end of the day, and, you know, it's gonna be shit, really, because of that. But the actress herself, you know, she is actually talented. I mean, I don't know too much about, like, all of her fucking works and stuff, you know, and shit, but just even from the trailer, I can tell she at least has some talent as an actress, and even as a singer. So, how, like, I mean, like, what, we're supposed to just be like, just, like, you know, get all in the fucking huckaboo over that shit? Like, give me a break. Like, what the fuck? Like, she is, like, you know, like, that example that you're supposedly saying, Matt Walsh, of, like, oh, she is a good actor, you know, she happens to be black, and, you know, we are implementing her into this film of this remake and shit. Like, that's basically what's going on, especially for the whole cash grab element of shit in the remake. You want to, at the end of the day, they especially want someone, you know, who's a good actress, who can also sing a little bit, to play the role. And she fit that. So, we're, like, weird. It's as if that her being black is the fundamental fucking problem at Walsh, because other than that, where's the fucking problem? Piece of shit.
Everyone agrees on that. Like, literally no one is like, no. The underlying assumption there is only white actors and actresses are good. That's why he's saying that.
Yeah.
Like, that is literally what happened in this circumstance. You
like,
know what I mean? Except
pretty much.
Pissed.
Oh, because of the specific context of the film, they didn't choose a white actor who was good. It's like, maybe there wasn't. Maybe for the people that they had on the roster to choose, you know, to audition for that fucking role, or the people who tried to audition for the role, maybe she happened to be the best one out of all of them, including the white papers. You know, that happened to be, you know, the actresses trying to audition for that shit. So, where's your problem there, buddy? Like, fuck. I mean, fuck these people, dude.
For many years, what it was back in the 90s. But what I cannot...
Yeah, what it was back in the 90s, you know.
What does that even mean? Back in the... Oh, my God. What, where basically, like, blatant transphobic jokes can just be casually just fraught upon, like, you know, in movies like in Ace Ventura, for example? Or where, like, casual, like, racist stereotypes were just, you know, fine and accepted and shit? Like, that type of stuff? Like, is that what you're saying there, buddy? Because what does that imply? Not to say that 90s films are bad just because of that shit. Like, there's plenty of 90s films that are amazing that don't even have shit, but are, if anything, are critical of things like that. So it's not to say that, like, 90s are filled with that shit, but, like, the 90s did have a good chunk of stuff like that, you know, when it came, and the early 2000s, too. I think Ace Ventura was in the early 2000s, if I remember correctly. But either way, it's just, like, that type of, like, element within films and entertainment was pretty prominent, especially in the 90s and shit too, especially with, like, you know, culture terms like, oh, that's gay, or like, oh, it was up there, and stuff like that. So I mean, what, like, I mean, it's like the only reason why someone like Matt Walsh would, you know, be even saying some shit like that is because that type of stuff was far more acceptable back in those times, back in the 90s and early 2000s. Even though, like, despite the fact that, you know, there are definitely plethoras of 90s films that, you know, are really great, but also, you know, plenty that are great that even challenge shit like that. But yeah, Matt Walsh doesn't want to necessarily say anything about that. He just wants to make a nice, vague description, especially when it comes to fitting his fucking agenda. Sick off, boo-boo. What the fuck? What are you whining about? Here. Have a nice little snack. Yeah, go try to find out where that fell. I've seen the Mario Brothers movie. Yeah. You want to know something funny that I found out? So you know Mojo Nixon, that like kind of like country punk, like cowpunk, you know, musician that I listen to sometimes. Here, I'll look him up. Yeah, this guy that, you know, has some of this music. Like, he, funny enough, actually did do some films, and he was in that movie. He was Toad. He was Toad in that fucking movie, dude. I didn't even know that until I looked up the Wikipedia page about Mojo Nixon and realized he had like a little bit of like a stint in like movie and acting, you know, career a little bit. And dead fuck ass, he is in that movie as Toad. And I'm like, what the fuck? Man, that makes me so upset that, you know, the movie commentary that Deep Fat Fry did of that movie is no longer available at the moment. Because I want to fucking watch that again, just so I can see if I can recognize them and be like, oh shit, it is. Because, oh my god, honestly, thinking about it, I can only think about it now at this point via memory. And thinking about it, it actually is. I really do think it is. Because, oh my god, like, I mean, like, Logic is live streaming now. But, I mean, it's just like, I mean, it's like, what the fuck? Poor Mojo Nixon. Because, I mean, his music is amazing, especially if songs like I Hate the Banks, you know, Burn Down the Malls, shit like that. I mean, he has some very hardcore, radical music and shit. But then he had a weird stint in film, and that was one of them. You know what? Let me see if I can even, like, hold on. And we'll get back into the fucking, wait, hold on. I'm just saying okay, I need to just say this, okay. No. Yes, okay. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I already can tell. I already can tell, dude.
Shut up!
Oh my fucking god, it actually is him. That is actually Mojo Nixon.
Hey guys!
Oh my god, that actually is Mojo Nixon. Oh my fucking god. What? Man, he must have been desperate for a paycheck. And yeah, it is, because, yeah, I could tell, especially because, I mean, he has his guitar. I mean, is he playing something?
Things will get worse. Ain't got no water.
Yep, it is. Oh no, Mojo Nixon, why did you do this? Why did you do this, Mojo Nixon? Were you this desperate for money? Oh, Mojo Nixon. Oh, my boy, why did you do this? I mean, at least he's a talented musician, so I'll give him that, you know?
Toad. Hey, wait a minute! You can't arrest a guy for just singing a song.
Oh my god, you need more if you tried?
What was that?
Can you say, oh my god, any more if you tried?
I mean, it's more or less because I know of that, like, it's more or less because of the guy who's the actor. It's Mojo Nixon. Have you heard of him?
No.
Oh.
I haven't heard of anybody, but...
Well, I mean, he was like, kind of a rockabilly cowpunk artist that actually collaborated with Joe Biafra after he split with the Dead Kennedys for a time. But he's kind of like a cynical anarchist musician, and he retired at that point from that. And he had a little stint in acting, and he was in this schlock, horribly fucking shitty movie called the Mario Bros. And this is the scene, and that's why I'm saying, oh my god, because I'm just like, what, like, because I kind of feel bad for Mojo, because, like, his music's actually legit really fucking good. I know you'd probably like it, but it's like, was he desperate for a paycheck or something? I mean, because I like, as soon as I saw the scene, I was like, oh no, it is him. Like, I immediately recognized it. I went, oh, and now I'm thinking, what was he thinking? Like, honestly.
So, Biafra's mom?
Jelly?
What her job was?
What, Jelly Biafra's mom? What was it?
He was a librarian.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's probably why he's, kind of like a spoken word, poet type of guy too, a little bit, because he probably legit read a lot of books, and that actually,
of course. His mom's
that explains it, honestly, a little bit, yeah. I mean, yeah, that actually kind of explains that a little bit. I mean, considering, because he also did a lot of, like, spoken words, and did, like, a lot of poems, and, things like that, too, on top of, being a vocalist and a musician and a lyricist. He also,
I'd like to meet his mom, but she must have been quite the, literally...
Well, I mean, she probably isn't alive anymore. So, yeah.
I guess, but...
Jello's still alive. I mean, he actually will make YouTube videos every now and then from his record label's channel, Alternative Tentacles.
Yeah, Dead Kennedy. I don't need this fucking world! I don't need this fucking world!
I thought it was, oh yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right. I thought it was I Don't Need His Fucking Job, but there's another song similar to that they have.
It's a holiday in Cambodia.
Well, there's that one, too. Let's Lynch the Landlord.
Yeah, I love the Dead Kennedys.
Riot. An unbeatable high. It is an unbeatable high, actually.
I just brought all their music alive in my mind.
I mean, so much of it's still prevalent to this day. Especially Stars and Stripes of Corruption. And, Chicken Shift Performance. That one especially. And Goods of Hazard. That's another good one. So weird. My dad's such a weird libertarian type, but then he will love, like, hardcore leftist bands like Dead Kennedys. It's like, what?
Yes. I went driving to pay my parking ticket in downtown Ames, Iowa.
Ames, Iowa.
The Dead Kennedys, I Don't Need This Fucking World, cranked up so the whole town could hear it.
Awesome.
Going down to pay my parking ticket.
Going to pay the parking ticket of, I don't need this fucking world. Dude, yes. I did the same shit, honestly.
That was a moment in my life that made me remember that. So
I mean, it sounds like a fun one, though.
When I pulled up in front of the cop shop, I got a bunch of dirty looks from all the cops.
Because they're probably aware of the band. They're like, oh, you got a little punk kid, huh?
Probably about ready to bust me, but I turned off the car, the music stopped.
It's like, oh, we got a punk kid over here, huh?
Turned on the car. Dead Kennedy started blasting again. I drove away.
I think MASH holds up for an old show. Lasted twice as long as the Korean War. Yeah, it's actually a pretty good show. I was going to say to him, there's actually like a YouTube channel that archived live Portland concerts. One from, I think a couple from the La Bamba during the 80s, and then one from, I forgot what it was called, back in 79. Which has like some like 79 Kennedys. That's like some early Kennedys shit right there. But like some dude in Portland, like apparently had like digitalized VHS tape of it, the whole concert, and upload that shit. I've shown it here on YouTube not too long ago. That shit's just like, I mean, seeing that is just so fucking cool, man. It'd be kick-ass to be in like Portland when it was like in the peak of its like punk era and it's like rebellious, like lefty punk nature and shit. Oh my god, it would be such a fucking era to like live in Portland during that era. I mean, it's not like it never died. I mean, because punk never dies. I mean, just kind of same premise of how like metal never dies, so to speak. Kind of overlaps a little with that. And, it's just like, I mean, but I will say it's like, definitely never really was at like what the peak of it was back in like, during like the early 80s and shit. Because like Portland had like a fucking hard punk scene. Really the whole West Coast and the Pacific Northwest especially during the 80s. Like, that was, like, a hardcore, like, punk era for, like, the West Coast in early 80s, and Pacific Northwest during that time. Such a... Man, the 80s were such a great era. Like, I think between, like, the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, I think the 80s are probably my favorite. I mean, fuck Reagan. I mean, politics, aside. I mean, the culture, I think, really did... I mean, honestly, if anything, Reagan was the reaction of the culture of that time. Like, he reacted, with this whole moral, Christian, puritanical, satanic panic bullshit. Because so much of, like, this whole countercultural, like, punk, kind of, like, remnants of, like, that Woodstock, era. Like, the kids that grew up from the parents that you basically went to Woodstock and shit. That, kind of took on some of that rebellious nature. Metal was starting to become a big thing. Rock and roll was already, like, mainstream and predominant, but, different iterations of that. From metal to different forms of, like, rock were starting to form. Like, drugs, obviously, were becoming more predominant. Different alternative, philosophical ways of thinking, especially spiritually, were a big thing. Like Dungeons and Dragons, was pretty popular, but oh god forbid, because Satan or some shit. I mean, like, the 80s, honestly, like, man, it would have been one hell of a time to be alive during that time. I'd say. I will admit. If I was, like, born in, like, the 60s for some fucking reason or another, and, like, grew up, like, basically at this age during, like, 85 or something, I mean, it's like, I don't even, like, I probably feel like I'd be the same way in a lot of ways, but unfortunately realized that a lot of that, what I believe would be declining because of hindsight today. But, still. I mean, just like, the 80s were just definitely, like, something about that era. My dad was born in 66. So, he was basically, like, my age around, like, the mid-80s and shit. Well, actually, like, he would be, like, 24 by the time it's 1990. So, his, like, late teenage years and his early 20s was during the 80s. So, his youth was pretty much during the whole 80s era. Like, spent some of his early teenage years and his, most of his childhood during the, 70s, but, spent a lot of his, adult youth in the 80s. And yet he ended up being the motherfucker that he is. Well, no, not you're saying dad, not stepdad. So fair enough. I'm correcting myself on that one. Your stepdad, I don't know about him, but I'm sure probably born around the same time. Your dad actually sounds kind of cool. Well, at least in comparison to his stepdad. Stepdad sounds like unironically a fucking psychopath. Said that was born in 52. Holy shit. Oh my god, he's even older. Fucking hell. So, his youth was during, like, so he, like, grew up, kind of like, like, his youth was, like, pretty much, like, after Woodstock. like his like early, you know, adult youth was pretty much like during the Woodstock era. So he also grew up with a lot of that hardcore anti-red, you know, McCarthyist propaganda. He also grew up with, you know, a lot of that shit, you know, the whole Soviet Union, you know, fucking fear-mongering. He grew up with a lot of that, especially during the 50s. I mean, hell, I mean, even my fucking dad still has some of that remnants. Like, especially when it comes to, like, nukes, he has, unironically, like, there's been times where he's kind of gotten, like, actually just, I mean, I remember actually earlier this year when the Ukraine war was breaking out a little bit, he kind of had a little bit of a freak out about whole nuclear war shit, you know, because he's like, oh my god, this is like, you know, I remember this shit, you know, it's like, and he, you know, was kind of freaked the fuck out a little bit from it, just because of his childhood and growing up with that type of stuff. And it's just like, you know, seeing how he reacted in comparison to me, it's just like, fuck. I mean, it's like, should I have his reaction, or should, like, or what? Like, I mean, it's like, fuck, dude. I think Soviet Union still unofficially exists, and they just are waiting to unveil the new union eventually. I mean, like, no. I mean, like, it's not like Putin wants to, like, reform, like, their... I mean, he's not, like, that far away from the truth, I feel like. Because I feel like, you know, what Putin really wants at the end of the day is to have, like, a Russian Empire reformed under his, you know, name, and have, like, it reformed under, like, you know, the beginning of the Neo-Russian Empire under his name. You know, like, begins. So, like, essentially, like, the new Tsardom. Like, I think it'd be more accurate to, like, a Tsardom Russian Empire, more or less, than to a fucking USSR. If that was the case. Which I do think it is, to an extent. But, you know, because a lot of his behavior and a lot of Russia's, especially foreign policy's decisions, are pretty much bent towards that. So, it's, you know, he definitely, you know, believes in that, especially with his more pan-Slavic, fascistic, racist, ultra-nationalist philosophy, especially with people like Alexander Dugin, you know, in his inner circle and shit. So, he definitely believes in that shit. You know, is it like a USSR reformation and shit, you know, unveiling that? Fuck no. It'd be more like the fucking new Tsardom. And him crowning himself as the new Tsar. Like, that'd be more realistic. Except I'd like to fearmonger a Russian bear over the Chinese dragon. I mean, I'd definitely, you know, like, the Russian bear is old. Chinese dragon's a new young buck. It'd be more, you know, accurate to call the Chinese a buck. Because they're a young buck. And they're going to be bucking hard. And they already are, honestly. So, I mean, I guess there is understanding to, you know, especially on a geopolitical level if you're about China. But, I mean, I guarantee you, especially with him, he's probably taking that as a way to justify racism against just Chinese people, period. Like, you know, like, because that's just inherently just fucked. You know, because, like, I could look at someone who's, you know, Chinese and be like, whatever. Like, I literally work with people who are immigrants from China and shit. Like, one of my coworkers, who's worked for the company for like 23 fucking years, and is actually the district manager for all the China departments in, you know, for the area, and works at our store. And his parents were pretty much, you know, like, alive, and he was a kid, like a little baby, basically, during the Civil War in China. And his family, essentially, like, you know, like, left in, you know, at some point, or at least he did. And honestly, like, he's got such a, like, he looks so young, but he is just, like, got such a crazy, like, history behind him a little bit, because he's actually, like, legitimately a boxer. Like, he's actually has, like, a championship in boxing in China, or I think in, it might be Taiwan, but I'm pretty sure in China, honestly. Like, because, because if I remember correctly, at least for him, he was like grew up around like Hong Kong a little bit. And then there's another coworker that we have who's actually older than him. We nickname him Lau, but that's not his real name. And but with him, his family grew up in Hong Kong, and were actually refugees during the Civil War at the time in Hong Kong when it was still a British colony. And I mean, it's honestly just like kind of fucking wild when I think about that shit, because it's like, I mean, they're just like little China chefs that just like, do their little thing here at this little fucking, deli department, in this little fucking bumblefuck suburban town. And yet they have like this crazy fucking background. It's just like, I mean, it's also kind of wild to me to think about a little bit. I mean, especially, like, concerning, probably what their early childhood and what they were fucking going through. I mean, honestly. I mean, because it's like, damn. I mean, because I can only really truly, like, I really can't, but I can only really truly imagine, like, how in the fuck, like their lives probably were for, like, when they were my age, It's probably crazy. But at the same time, probably, fascinating, at the end of the day, too, either way. There are good Hong Mine. Oh my god. Of course. Well, leave it to you to, turn into that. And I can. Wow. It's the last. Wow. Really? It's just like, I mean, either way, I mean, it's just like, when, just especially from my own personal experience, I can't help but just like, if anything, having like kind of a sense of curiosity about like, what the, like what, someone, especially if they're from China, what their background or like what their experience might be. Just because like, oh, don't scratch your ear then, you weirdo, what are you doing? Little freak. Like, what the hell? What the fuck? But, like I'm saying, it's just like, I mean, for me, it's like I have a sense of curiosity just because, like, I mean, kind of curious, be like what their background is. Because, especially, at least, for China itself, it's like, I mean, there is legitimately, I mean, especially at least in a modern sense, say what you want. I mean, there is just such a fucking rich fucking history, with China and, and Asia really in general. I mean, intensely rich history. And it goes, like, far. And it goes, like, really far back in time and shit. I mean, because honestly, like, some of the oldest civilizations can really be traced back to places like in China. Outside of, Mesopotamia. Like, outside Mesopotamia, like, the oldest, traces of civilization are China. I mean, it's like, and for me, I had just, at least for me personally, I just have nothing but a sense of curiosity and, like, wonder about, like, I mean, wow, it's like, what could, like, how, really how complex is this area, how complex is this region, like, because if it has that much, rich history in it, it's like, especially for me, it's like, how in the fuck can I, like, see them as, like, a lesser or some shit. I guess that's why the stereotype of them being good, at math and shit, or whatever the fuck, is the thing. Because, complex and, rich of culture and history means they're good at math, because smart. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. It's like, not every, it's like, just like, any other human, not every Asian person is good at math. Some of them are very artistic-minded, or even scientifically minded, which science doesn't always involve math. It does, but some sciences far less than others. since the Roman Empire? Absolutely. The Egyptian Empire has lasted, you know, older than the fucking Roman Empire. I mean, if you think about it, like, let's say we were in, like, you know, the height of the Roman Empire, you know, as we stand now. And we're just, like, talking, you know, at, like, some fucking bar in Rome or some shit. You know, it's like, if you, you know, like, as we're discussing how Rome is in our context, we would be discussing Egypt in their context. Like, because, you know, Egyptian history, you know, in their context would go, you know, even though, like, the Egyptian Empire, depending on, I guess, where in the Roman Empire timeline you are, would still exist. And even then, it has existed for 2,000 plus fucking years even before then for multiple different generations and shit. So, hey, get over here. Come here, bud. Hey, come here. Come here. Hey, come here. Come on. What'd you just do with it? Did you just drop it? What the fuck? You just dropped it, dude, you piece of shit. Whatever. I guess you don't get it then. He said to get you up here. Well, I see it, but I'm not going to bother picking it up. Oh. Freaking little goof. Remember to eat. I have food. Bobo. Look at you. No. Oh, you see it too. Alright, fine. I'll pick it up. Hey, patience. Patience. Learn a thing called patience, boy. Patience. There you go. Hey. God, this fucking dog, bro. Oh. You're being difficult right now, are you? Are you? Yeah, you're difficult. You're very difficult. I'm giving you a noogie. Noogie. That's what you get. Is this a sign that you're enjoying this? Oh my god. Here, let me lower this. There we go. Noogie. That's what you get. That's what you get, boy. Oh. Now you get a fist in the mouth. Hey, you're the one who wanted to chomp on the fist. You're being a ridiculous little goofball. Look at you. Ridiculous. Look at you. What? What is this look you're giving me? You silly baby. You silly boy. You're so silly. Oh, you're such a golf. Look at his little goofy face. Look at his little goofy face. Smoosh. 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 You're a little smush boy. You're a boy smush. You're a boy of smushiness. That's what you get. That's what you get. Oh my god. You're a Fruit Loop. You know that? Look at you. You're a little psycho. You're a psycho. What? Oh, you're such a goof. Oh my god, you're a worm. What are you doing? Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh, what are you doing? Oh. Ah. You're just a little psycho mutt. Look at you. What? Well, what the fuck is this? What is this? What are you doing? What's going on here? What's going on here? Are we having fun? You Fruit Loop? Look at you. You. Oh my god, hey. You're a worm. You're a little worm. That's all you is a little worm. Look at you. You're a goof and a worm. Relieve yourself. Oh my god, just don't knock anything over. God. What a mutt. What a little psycho. You are a psycho. Why? Why are you a psycho? Here. You still haven't eaten that. You know what? No, you don't even get another treat. You have a tender right there. You didn't even eat it. No, you're gonna eat that tender. Don't be a piece of shit. Don't let that go to waste. You asshole. But, no. I think I'm get the last little bit of this bowl smoked out here and call good for the rest of the lovely evening. Anyway, peace out, and of course, I'll see y'all in that next one, so.